dearie me. What a big day we've got coming up. What a big day we have got coming up. Hey guys, how you going? So I'm BK Sport. We are live for State of Origin, Game 3, the decider. New South Wales playing host to Queensland at a core stadium in Sydney. Whoever wins takes it all. If New South Wales win, they win their second series in a row. If Queensland win, well, you know, Daddy's home, baby. Daddy is home. But hopefully it's going to be a great game here tonight. Obviously, guys, the game starts in about an hour's time. Usually we start up these Origin streams super early. We talk all through it. I'll go through the team lineups. I'll give you my thoughts on the team lineups and how the games have gone so far. And then obviously we'll get to the chat, see what you guys are saying, and fire up for a big one tonight, man, because I think it's going to be an absolute belter. There has been a lot of people just watching Origin from all over the world this season, and it's just going to be fantastic to see as it comes down to the wire in Game 3 tonight. So obviously, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, get to the chat, let us know your predictions. Tell me, make sure that the stream is going smoothly. There's no internet problems, no sound problems and whatnot, because if you follow me on Instagram, which is in the pinned comment here on the chat over there, then you would know it's been a bit of a scuffed day for me, but we've got it all sorted. I've booked an Airbnb just so we can have the internet rocking and rolling for a big old game. But alright, like I said, thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get into the two team lineup. So the New South Wales Blues, they're at home to the Queensland Maroons. Now the way this series has gone so far, it was 18-6 at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. In Game 1, the Blues had a dominant victory there. The scoreline doesn't necessarily reflect how how dominant the Blues were in that game. It suggests that it was quite a close game. And there was a point that you could have argued that the Maroons still could have made their way back into it. But ultimately, that was due to the fact that New South Wales couldn't kick to save their lives. They were 0-4 from the conversions in that first game. It was 4-1 in terms of tries. So the Blues should have had a bigger result. It's just that they couldn't kick. And yeah, late on in the game, Queensland had an opportunity to get back into it, but chose the wrong option and ultimately said sayonara. Right, so that was Game 1 up there in Brisbane, the home of Queensland. In Game 2, we obviously travelled over to Perth, to Optus Stadium, where Queensland had never won before. They went out to a 26-0 lead. The game finished up at 26-24. Incredibly close game. The Blues again scored more tries than Queensland. It was 5-4 in terms of tries, but they just couldn't kick again. It was 2 from 5 from Zach Lomax. The first game was Nathan Cleary missing kicks, and the second game was Zach Lomax missing kicks. So who kicks tonight? You know, you do have Trell there that can kick. You've got Stephen Crichton who can kick. Do you go back to Nathan Cleary or Zach Lomax? Because, look, it might have just been an off night for them. Usually they're pretty good kickers. They've got plenty of opportunities and plenty of options to go with for the Blues kicking tonight, but it is their biggest problem in 2025. That is quite literally how they lost Game 2. Now, obviously, Queensland, yeah, they dominated the first half and the Blues came rocketing home, but the result shows that Queensland did deserve the win there. It came right down to the final play of the game. It was crazy. If it comes down like that like tonight, then you guys are going to see me go absolutely nutso, because if it's a close game in Origin, I know the chat will be going wild and I'll be going damn well wide. I did actually say on Instagram after Game 1, I said if Queensland was able to win with a field goal, we might be naked on stream by the end of it. In Game 3, never even thought that it would be possible that we'd be here, but we are here. But that's how the series has gone so far. New South Wales won Game 1, Queensland won Game 2. Now, the interesting thing here about a core stadium in Sydney is that so the Blues have a 60% win record there, which isn't actually fantastic in Origin. Queensland have a much better percentage record up there in Queensland. Now, the last two games were in Queensland. New South Wales won. But the last game that Queensland played in New South Wales last year was actually a pretty big victory for them in Game 1. Now, obviously, New South Wales ended up winning the series, but it was 38-10 at a core stadium in Sydney. Now, that was obviously marred by the Joseph Suaalii send-off that happened, which I'm not even going to get into it. Was absolutely deserved. Doesn't matter what buddy propaganda and agenda gets driven, but it was 6 tries to 2 in that game. Again, New South Wales ended up winning that series by playing Queensland in Game 3 and beating them 14-4 at Suncorp Stadium. Now, the interesting thing is the Queenslanders can actually do the same thing. Queensland today have the opportunity to pull the old Uno reverse card on New South Wales and do exactly what the Blues did last year, Queensland did last year, with the Blues winning Game 1, and then obviously... No, sorry, that's confusing. The Queenslanders have the opportunity to do what the Blues did last year, where they lost Game 1 convincingly, but then they went on and won Game 2 and then won Game 3. in opposition state. It's something that is usually quite unheard of, but at the end of the day, it happened last year and it can happen today. But let's get into the two-team lineups here, guys. So Jacob Kiraz and Lindsay Smith from the Bulldogs and the Panthers coming in here for the Blues, with Matty Burton from the Bulldogs going out. Dylan Edwards from the Panthers, he's the fullback, with the wingers Brian To'o from the Panthers and Zach Lomax from the Parramatta Squeals. Then you go to the centres of Stephen Crichton from the Canterbury Bulldogs and Latrell Mitchell from the South Sydney Rabbitohs. You go to the 5'8", Jerome Luai from the not the Panthers, from the Tigers, and then Nathan Cleary, the halfback from the Penrith Panthers. Go to the front row forwards of Maxi King from the Bulldogs and Payne Haas from the Schmonkos, with the number 9 being Reece Robson from the Cowboys. You go to the back row of Liam Martin from the Penrith Panthers and Angus Crichton from the Sydney Roosters. And then you go to the 13, which is Isaiah Yeo, the captain, and he is from the Penrith Panthers. Interchange of Connor Watson from the Roosters, Spencer Leniu also from the Roosters, Hudson Young from the Raiders, and Stefano Utuikamanu there from the Melbourne Storm. And the 18th and 19th man replacement is Jacob Kiraz from the Bulldogs and Lindsay Smith from the Panthers. Now let's go through this a little bit more in depth before we obviously go across to the Queensland lineup. The fullback of Dylan Edwards, that's a safe bet. That is their fullback at the moment. They moved on from James Tedesco. They're not looking back at the moment. You know, they'd be pretty happy with what Dylan Edwards is providing. He's a solid workhorse. He's not the X factor that necessarily you do kind of look for. You do see out of guys like a Pappenhausen or like even a Tedesco, like a Tommy Trbojevic. He's got his own issues. He's been moved to the centre now for Manly. You know, there is even Latrell Mitchell, who's in the team. There is a lot more X factor across the competition, but they've got so much X factor here for New South Wales. They don't necessarily need Dylan Edwards to do that. They don't need him to be the guy to break open the game. They just need to be solid, just a workhorse, run the ball back hard, and just sort it out from the back. And that's exactly what Dylan Edwards does. So he was never getting moved here from the fullback position. There was a lot of questions about it before the season started, and I just never even bought into the dribble, to be honest with you, because Dylan Edwards is a very good fullback. On the wings, Brian To'o and Zach Lomax. These are two of the best wingers in the game. Lomax might be a knob off the field, but on the field, he has been having an incredible couple of years where on the wing is his best position. You know, he really desperately wanted to play in the centre's position, but every time he would play in the centre's position, he would try one of those random flick passes and it would hit row Z, not at a core stadium, but in Toowoomba. You know, Lomax is not a good centre, but as a winger, he is one of the primo wingers in the game. He puts pressure on the high ball, on the attack, which you don't actually see from as many wingers as you should be seeing. That's why he is playing here. Lomax is one of the prime-time wingers in the game, and he's a tough worker. He does make some good tackles, and it's going to be good to see him tonight because he had a big season, big series last year, and then this year, you know, he's been solid, especially with the pressure on the kick. But you know, overall, these two wingers are absolutely outstanding, and especially Brian To'o has been arguably, debatably, the best winger in the game for many years now, because he does provide so much. Now, the only negative that you can say on Brian To'o is that he's not the tallest guy, and if he's going up against Xavier Coates, which I don't think they're on the same side, but if he's going up against Xavier Coates, he's absolutely going to get outdone in regards to the jumping battle, in the air battle. Like a Daniel Tupou in a way, Xavier Coates and Daniel Tupou are very similar in that regards. Lomax is very good under the high ball, so if Xavier Coates is matching up with Zach Lomax today, then you're going to see a really good battle there. But if Xavier Coates is matching up with Brian To'o, then you're going to see Xavier Coates absolutely get over the top of him, which is the only negative plight that you could think of for Brian To'o. Because when you do come and you do analyse these teams, you do have to try, even if they're the best players, you do have to try and find something that maybe, you know, the opposition team is going to exploit, because obviously Queensland have been doing their study, they know what they're doing, and if they're going to target anyone, they're going to target Brian To'o onto the high ball. Not that he's not safe there, it's just that he's not the tallest guy. Then you go to the centres of Stephen Crichton and Latrell Mitchell. This is the most dominant centre pairing in the game, and the issue with this is that it hasn't been that dominant in Game 1 and Game 2, because Robert Toyer, who was on debut for Queensland, has been able to really muscle up and do a good job there. Robert Toyer was arguably Queensland's best player in Game 1 when they lost, and in Game 2, you know, Crichton and Latrell Mitchell, you just would expect a lot more in regards to what we saw a couple of years ago, right, when Tom Trbojevic and Latrell Mitchell were the centre pairing, and they were absolutely dominating. It just hasn't really kind of been the same case here. You know, Crichton did score in Game 2. Obviously, Brian To'o scored 3 tries. Stephen Crichton did score in Game 2. He is a workhorse, but I wouldn't necessarily... He can provide X-factor plays, and he can kind of differentiate his game up quite a lot, for sure. But I do think that he is just a real staple point. He is just a solid worker, and he's a great defender, and that's why the Bulldogs have really turned around their form over the last couple of years, or specifically this year with Stephen Crichton. He's really kind of brought a much bigger a meatiness to their team, and obviously he does that here for New South Wales as well. And again, I know that they conceded 26 points in game 2, but I wouldn't necessarily look for Crichton to be that pure X factor player. He is just a solid player, solid workhorse, arguably top 2 centers in the game right now. And you could argue he's the best center in the game, actually. You really could. You could argue he's the best center in the game. I probably nearly would. I probably would put Stephen Crichton as the best center in the game. And Latrell Mitchell, when he was at the Sydney Roosters, he was the best center in the game. Obviously went to the South Sydney Rabbitohs, has been playing fullback there. They did chuck him into the 5'8" for a little bit. They chucked him into the centers for a little bit. Ultimately, he's back in the fullback, which I would have probably preferred Jai Gray to be there and Terrell to be in the centres, but they're not going to put that when he's on the amount of money that he is. But Latrell Mitchell is obviously Latrell Mitchell is a guy that can break a game away. He can absolutely break the game open at the drop of a hat. You know what's going to happen. And with the way that he plays, he can break tackles left, right, and centre. So he's a scary one. But again, Toya has had his number pretty well in the first couple of games for a guy that has been on debut in Origin. And again, Gerhard Shimbasaki, who is actually on debut tonight, it's going to be super interesting to see how he goes up against these two boppers in the centres. Now, you go to the 5'8" of Jerome Luai and the halfback of Nathan Cleary. I do have a tad bit of an issue with this. The only reason I say that I have an issue is because these guys have proven it at the NRL level time and time again. They've won 4 premierships in a row together. Obviously, Luai now is at the Tigers. Nathan Cleary still at the Panthers. They've won 4 premierships in a row together at the Panthers. And they've actually made 5 grand finals in a row at the Panthers. Jerome Luai, he was able to get Samoa to a World Cup final in the last Rugby League World Cup. Nathan Cleary was able to win the World Cup final in the last Rugby League World Cup. These two guys are incredible players and they can play together well. However, when it comes to the Origin arena, it hasn't necessarily translated as much as you would like, because last year they weren't the halves pairing. Last year it was not Nathan Cleary and Jerome Luai. It was more so Mitchell Moses and Jerome Luai, and there was also Nico Hines at one stage. Last year it did change around quite a little bit. In 2023, when these guys were playing together, obviously Queensland did win. In 2022, Queensland did win as well. And then in 2021, I think that was the year that New South Wales absolutely killed it in Origin. Yeah, the first 2 games, 56 and 26 to 0. They absolutely dominated in that year. And then 2020, I think they were the halves pairing as well. I'm just going to quickly go back and have a look here at Game 1, 2020, team list. No, it was Nathan Cleary and Luke Keary there for Game 1. Did it adjust late on in Game 3 when it was the decider? Team list there. No, it was Cody Walker and Nathan Cleary. So 2020, they weren't playing together. But 2021, I would believe they were. Let me just quickly have a look here. I believe they were in 2021 when they did dominate. No, it's Jack White and Mitchell Moses. God, no, that was Game 3, sorry. Let's have a look at the actual primo ones where they won 26 to 0. Go to team list, and yeah, it was Jerome Luai, Nathan Cleary. So 2021 they absolutely dominated, but outside of that they haven't really proven it at the Origin level, and people don't necessarily recognise that the NRL, Origin and International are so separate and completely different style of formats and style of gameplay, and the ferocity involved in the Origin, whether you agree with it or not, is the prime time. It is the number one out of all 3. And realistically, I would actually say, unless maybe you're a Samoan fan or a Tongan fan, maybe even a Kiwi to be fair, all these countries outside of Australia, you are probably saying international second and then maybe NRL's third. But for a lot of Australians, I would say it's Origin and then the NRL, and then it would be international on the basis that Australia always wins. And they should, based off of all the players that they do have. The competition is based in Australia, the depth is there, the ability is there, and the history is there, right? So for Australians, I would say it goes Origin, NRL, and then international. For outside of it, I'd probably say, it's hard to include Origin if you're outside of it, but still, Origin is the prime time, and then for people outside, would more than likely go international than NRL, in my personal opinion. Tell me I'm wrong in the chat if you would like, because that is completely objective opinion there. But look, Luai and Cleary need to prove themselves tonight in the Origin arena. They have proven it for NRL. I believe they've proven it enough at the, especially Luai's proven it enough at the international level. I still think Nathan Cleary's got a little bit to go there, but these guys are the biggest ones you've got to look out for tonight to have a big game together. Now, in regards to the front row forwards, you've got Maxi King here from the Bulldogs and Payne Haas from the Broncos. Payne Haas, workhorse. I think he has had a great series so far, better series than he has previously. The last couple of years, he hasn't necessarily been at Origin level, kind of proven himself. I do think that this year he has been proving himself a lot more. Obviously, when he's at the Brisbane Broncos, he is expected to be the guy. He's expected to be the man. When he's at New South Wales level, he's not necessarily expected and forced into being the man who comes up with the big plays and whatnot. He's just got to be working hard, be that real leader in the forward pack, and just work it right up the middle, man. Just get those meters and get those offloads, because he's great for an offload. So there's no question there in regards to Payne Haas. Obviously, there is questioning in regards to Max King. I don't necessarily believe he's kind of in game one. Like game one, he was obviously better. Game two, I don't think he did a great deal. This is one that will be questioned by people because there is a plethora of options there. Obviously, there's the Terrell May that people have been talking about for a while. I do think, I understand why he hasn't been selected, but his statistics probably show you that he probably should be being selected. But Max King is a tough worker as well. You know, these two forwards, they are a very big contrast to each other. They are very separate props. They are very separate front row forwards here that play completely different styles of footy, which can be good. But with that being said, you know, we need to see a massive game out of Max King tonight to really help out his front row partner. Now you go to the number 9 of Reece Robson. He's on the move next year, but he's at the Cowboys right now. Look, I don't think Robson's been spectacular in this Origin series. I think that he is getting along. I think he's doing what he needs to do. But I think that he's going to have a massive game here today to really prove himself at this big-time level. Last year, he was obviously able to get the job done. This year, I just haven't necessarily seen him be the guy. And I do think that when it's coming to the 1, the 6, the 7, and the 9, all 4 of them have to be the guy when it comes to Origin. And like I said with Dylan Edwards, he's not necessarily an X factor, which I wouldn't necessarily say Reece Robson is of the potential capability of what you see from a guy like Harry Grant or what you've seen from Damien Cook in the past, not now, but a few years ago. I don't think that's the style of player that Reece Robson is. So even though I say that Edwards is a guy that I wouldn't expect an X factor from, I wouldn't even necessarily expect it from Reece Robson. But these guys just need to be the staples. They need to be the staples and the 1 and the 9, whilst Luai and Cleary open up the field. Now you go to the back row there, Liam Martin and Angus Crichton. Obviously, Liam Martin, Panthers, and Crichton for the Roosters. I do think Angus Crichton last year was a lot better than what he's been this year, but that's not me saying that he's been bad this year. It's just that he set himself up with some unreal expectations based off of his 2024 season. So Angus Crichton tonight, you know, he can get some good offloads going. He's just a real solid ball runner, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how he goes, because being at home here, I think he's going to arc up. I think he could nearly win the player of the game. I don't know what I get a vibe about it, but I just get a vibe that Angus Crichton's going to be the player of the game here. It just, for me, I get a feeling that he's going to be really up for this one. And Liam Martin, he just comes in with those big hits. He'll get into Tino Stanwell face. It was actually quite funny with the Tino incident in game 1 because Liam Martin did absolutely smack Tino, who did have a relatively poor game, and Liam Martin was a part of that. However, once he did that, and that highlight you see where Liam Martin's getting to Tino's face, well, Liam Martin knocked the ball on like the next set. Not from Tino, but he knocked the ball on like the next set. So it was quite funny that he did that and then made a mistake that put them under pressure and whatnot. But yeah, he just comes in. He's a big-time X-Factor player. I don't necessarily think that, you know, you're going to see him for 84 minutes. Like, obviously, you're going to see him on the field for 84 minutes, but I don't necessarily feel like he is a guy that you're going to notice for 80 minutes. But you will absolutely notice him when he wants you to notice him. He will just come in with a whopping hit. He will knock you clean to the floor. And that's the style of play that Liam Martin is. Like, he'll just pop up at any given moment. You better be damn well ready for the hit that he's going to come with. Then you go to Isaiah Yeo from the Penrith Panthers in the lock. He's obviously the captain. Massive stabiliser. I argue the 13 is a part of the spine. Everyone kind of talks about it, but no one, it's not official or anything like that, but I do think the 13 is a part of the spine. Isaiah Yeo is very smart. You know, he'll run the ball when he needs to. He'll pass the ball when he needs to. He'll just stabilise the field quite a bit, and that's why Isaiah Yeo is always selected as the 13. Even when Cameron Murray wasn't injured, he was still getting the 13, and Murray was shifted to the back row. Now, a lot of people argued that Cameron Murray, if he wasn't so versatile and could play back row or could play front row or could come off the bench, whilst he would argue that Isaiah Yeo is a pure 13, you wouldn't move him anywhere else. maybe front row later on in his career, but right now he's a lot less versatile as a positional player than Cameron Murray. I still believe that Isaiah Yeo would get that 13 spot. I do think that Isaiah Yeo is the best 13 in the game, and a lot of people who watch the game probably wouldn't notice a lot of the things he does, but he's a very intelligent player there in that 13. So don't look for X Factor from Isaiah Yeo. It's just not going to be happening, but he is one of the best players in the game and has been for many years now. Has won 4 premierships in a row, has been in 5 grand finals in a row, is the guy there at the Panthers. Interchange of Connor Watson, Spencer Leniu, Hudson Young, and Stefano Utoikamanu. I don't understand the selection of Utoikamanu. I haven't ever understood the selection of Utoikamanu. I've never really seen it when he was at the Tigers, and I don't see it when he's at the Storm. Haven't seen it for New South Wales. I really question this one. I've always questioned it, and I will continue to question it. I don't think he has the impact. I don't see the impact that all these selectors go with. Yes, he's a big body, and yes, he's had potential for a long time. He's had massive potential when he was at the Tigers, but I haven't seen the work ethic. I really haven't. I haven't seen the work ethic, and I haven't seen this big play potential that people have been talking about for a very long time with him. So I still get really confused that he is always getting selected here for New South Wales. He got selected last year and only played a little bit, or was it 2023 maybe? It might have been 2023. I can't remember. But the point of the matter is that this is the biggest question mark that I have on the team in regards to Utoikamanu getting selected. If you guys have a better understanding about why he does get selected over other guys, then please be my guest and let me know in the chat. But Connor Watson is an incredible 14, one of the best 14s in the game, has been for a while now. Even when he was at the Knights, he can play 13, he can play 9, he can play back row, he can play front row, he can play probably wing, chuck him in the fullback. You know what, give him anything. Literally put him anywhere and he'll do it. Like, this is Connor Watson. Him and Kurt Mann are actually very similar in a lot of ways. Kurt Mann probably a bit more of a stockier build, but Connor Watson is very versatile in his gameplay. So it's really exciting to see what he can provide tonight, because in game 1 he came up with an unbelievable try assist that ultimately won the game for the Blues. Spencer Leniu, tough worker. Second game, didn't have his best game. Queensland obviously wanted to prove a point after the disappointment of game 1, especially with how the reaction was to not kicking the ball off to him in the first half. Queensland wanted to really kind of emphasise that, look, we're not scared of you, mate. We're not scared of you. Yeah, they made a mistake in game 1 not kicking to him, but oh, damn well. Lindsay Collins, he had his number in game 2, man. He had his number. But he is a dangerous man, Spencer Leniu. He does run that ball back hard, and I think that if it's not expected, like it was in game 2, he probably does get over the top of more blokes more often than not. But it was just game 2. It wasn't able to be the one for him there, and it was a bit disappointing, but overall we know what he can provide. And then Hudson Young is one of the best back rowers in the game. At Origin level, I haven't necessarily seen it for the Canberra Raiders. He's one of the best back rowers in the game. This is what we talk about in regards to the separation from the NRL level, domestic level, in regards to the Origin state level. Very separate games. Hudson Young is a pure X-Factor player. He will score tries. He's got a lot of tries for the Canberra Raiders. You can't deny his efforts there for Canberra. They are top of the table, and he's a big part of that. But when it comes to Origin, I just think he gets a little bit distracted sometimes. I think he buys into the moment too much, and you have to buy into the moment, but don't over buy into the moment. And I do think that Hudson Young is susceptible if Queensland are really arcing up, if the game is starting to get a bit of ferocity behind it. You can see him get a little bit silly with it in front of the 80,000 people that are going to be there tonight and the millions watching the game. I do feel like he kind of lets the moment get away from him a little bit. So that's my only concern with Hudson Young. But again, one of the best back rowers in the game for Canberra. If he can translate that here into the New South Wales team, fantastic. Obviously, he's coming off the bench, though, so he's got a completely different role to what he has at Canberra when he's starting. And then, yeah, when you got the reserves of Jake Kiraz and Lindsay Smith, you probably won't be seeing them tonight, but Lindsay Smith is a solid player. Nothing crazy, in my opinion. He'll just do his job. Kiraz is one of the better wingers in the game, and he's a real bolster there on the wing, but he just can't get in over Brian To'o and Zach Lomax, and I don't think even Bulldogs fans can argue that. But that's the New South Wales lineup. So now let's move into the Queensland lineup here. The ins, Gehamat Shibasaki, Jermaine Hopgood, Josh Papali'i, and Reece Walsh, with the outs being Ezra Good, Kalen Ponga, and Moeki Fotuaika. The fullback is Hamisa Tapawai Fado from the Dolphins. Obviously, big change here. We'll get into it in a second. And then Xavier Coates, and Val Holmes on the wings, Xavier Coates from the Melbourne Storm, and Val Holmes from the St. George Illawarra Dragons. You go to the centre of Robert Toya from the Sydney Roosters, and debutant tonight, Gehamart Shibasaki from the Brisbane Broncos. Wow, this was a surprise. You go to the 5'8" of Cameron Munster, God bless him, and rest in peace to his father, who did pass away this week. Really sad, moment in the game, and obviously on such a big week as well. It's such a testament to the person and the human being that Cameron Munster is, that he's able to have the work ethic to get up and get into this game, man. Like, I'm really, I don't know Cameron, but like, you got to be super proud of the human behind it, that he's just able to, not move on, but able to kind of get back into it and just have a solid old hit out here in a decider tonight. Because if he was out, Queensland would be in a little bit of a mess, man. So he knows that, and he's able to come and play Origin, and I think it's just really, you got to be proud of the effort there from Cameron Munster with his father passing away. So God bless the Munster family, and obviously rest in peace to his father. He's the captain tonight in the 5'8" from the Melbourne Storm. Then you go to the halfback of Tom Dearden from the North Queensland Cowboys, with the front row forwards being Josh Papali'i. What a bumper! He's back, baby, from the Canberra Raiders. And then Mabui Tino Fa'asu Malawi there from the Gold Coast Titans. You go to the number 9, Harry Grant, who is the hooker from the Melbourne Storm. We'll talk about that in a second. Ruben Cotter in the back row from the North Queensland Cowboys, and then Kurt Capewell from the New Zealand Warriors. They're the back rowers. The 13 is Trent Loiero from the Melbourne Storm. Interchange of Kurtman, Lindsay Collins, Patrick Carrigan, and Jeremiah Nene. Man from the Bulldogs, Collins from the Roosters, Carrigan's from the Broncos, and Nene from the Cowboys. And then the 18th and 19th man replacement is Reese Walsh from the Brisbane Broncos, and Jermaine Hopgood there from the Parramatta Eels. Okay, let's go a bit more in-depth now into this team lineup. So Hamisa Tapuai'afete'o comes into the fullback. Obviously, they had Kanaponga. He is injured. That is disappointing, but a lot of people weren't necessarily fans of how Kanaponga was at the back in Game 1 and in Game 2. A lot of people, if you guys don't know, we stream every single NRL game here on the channel, and we had a lot of people demanding that Reece Walsh was going to get into the team. Now, I said this in Game 2. I'm going to say this in Game 3. Reece hasn't had a good season. It hasn't been great. The Broncos are in some good form right now. Don't get me wrong. They've won, 3 games in a row. One against the last place Titans, and then the games against a vulnerable Sharks team and a very vulnerable Warriors team right now who are changing halfbacks. Look, not even trying to take away from the Broncos there, but the fact of the matter is that Reece Walsh was not great for the majority of the season, got injured, has come back, and has been a part of it. But look, I understand that Reece Walsh is a hype player, but Hamisa Tapuai'afete'o is in this Queensland team. You don't have to make too many changes here. And I did say that when people were asking me on streams like what I would have preferred, I was thinking that Hamisa to the fullback and Murray Talang into the wing. Now, I think that Murray Talang might be injured. I could be wrong, though. So I'm happy with Hamiso going to the fullback position because he's speedy, he is safe under the high ball, he's been killing it for the Dolphins. The Dolphins have been winning games by 50 points at ease. They've won by 50 points 3 times in the last 5 weeks. It's absolutely outrageous. It's outrageous, and he's been a big part of it. Yeah, they lost to Newcastle Knights, but Hamisa Tapuai'afete'o is one of the best fullbacks in the game. He's been crushing it for the Dolphins, and I completely understand Billy's selection here. I do not think that it is a debate. I don't actually think there should be a debate between Hamisa going to the fullback over Reece Walsh, especially with how up and down Reece's season has been. So I'm very happy with the selection. I understand that Reece Walsh is a hype player, and there's going to be a lot of people who back him in, male or female, especially female. But the point matter is, I love this selection here of Hamiso, and he can absolutely break the game open from the back. On the wings of Xavier Coates from the Storm and Val Holmes from the from the Dragons, was the Cowboys, now it's the Dragons. Xavier Coates, he's always going to be selected in this team. He's a high flyer. He's one of the best wingers in the game. You trust him under the high ball on the attack, and you trust him under the high ball on defense, and he runs the ball back hard. There's a reason why he plays for the Melbourne Storm and kills it for the Melbourne Storm, and look, he just keeps getting better and better. He keeps getting better and better, Xavier Coates, and he's still got plenty of time left ahead of him, and he was always getting selected here today. Val Holmes is the one that I look at and I go, need you to have a really good game here, man, because Game 1 he was awful. Game 1 he was awful. Game 2 it wasn't necessarily his game, but he was better in Game 2 than Game 1. You'd hope so, considering that. You'd really hope so, considering how poor he was in Game 1. He was in the centre, however, in Game 2. And in Game 1, was he centre or winger? I'm pretty certain he might have been actually back on the wing. In Game 1, he was on the wing. So he does shift back here to the... So he was in wing Game 1. and now he's in centres game 2, and now he comes back into the wing for game 3. So when he had his better game, it was when he was in the centres, but obviously they've gone with a little bit of a change up here. So I am concerned. I am concerned because Val Holmes throughout his career has been one of the primetime players in the competition by far, absolutely. When he was at the Cronulla Sharks, won a premiership there. Yes, he went to the Jets in the NFL, came back to the Cowboys and played a bit of fullback, played a bit of centre, played a bit of wing, played a bit of everywhere. And now at the Dragons, he's doing what he's doing in the centres. But yeah, he's on the wing here, and I just need to see a big game out of him because he has had a successful career. But this year hasn't necessarily been what we would expect out of Val Holmes. So, look, I am concerned with that, especially against the prime time 1 through 5 there, especially 2 through 5 of New South Wales. But I do back that he can reach the form that we have seen in the past. In the centres, now this is super interesting. Robert Toya from the Roosters and Gehamat Shibasaki. This is a debutante pairing this series because Robert Toya debuted in game 1. Shock horror. No one knew it. No one believed it, but it happened. And then people doubted him. But yet he came in, and despite Queensland losing that game 1, he was the best player for Queensland in game 1, when no one really played well. The debutant was the best player. That was Robert Toya. So he's been killing it for the Roosters. He's been doing well here for Origin. I don't doubt him in game 3 because you look at game 1 and you go, well, is he going to be able to cope with the pressure of a State of Origin arena, especially at Suncorp Stadium? And he did. He did cope with the pressure. Now, this is at New South Wales. This is away from home, but he is from the Sydney Roosters. So he's in Sydney, man. He knows how to play the big games, and I expect him to keep up with the form. Do I think he's going to be the best player for Queensland tonight? No, because if he is the best player for Queensland tonight, then Queensland will lose. You can't have a centre player being your best player and winning realistically, because it's the halves that should be getting them the ball, so they should be the ones probably getting the player of the match. So if Toya is going to be the best player of the game today, then New South Wales win. But I do expect him to have an absolute belter. But Gehamat Shibasaki, no one expected this one to come. If Queensland end up winning this series against all odds, because they are massive underdogs this series, if Queensland end up winning, seeing the selection of Toya come in and kill it, and then if Gehamat Shibasaki comes in and kills it, you really have to look at Billy Slater and go, shit, like he did a job. He did a job this season. Like 100%. You can't doubt Billy Slater. If he comes in and he debuts 2 centres against Stephen Crichton and Latrell Dan Mitchell, and they go and win at a decider in Sydney, you know, that would just be impeccable selection from Billy Slater there and the Queensland team. So Gehamat Shibasaki, he's been doing well for the Brisbane Broncos this year. I never expected this to be a selection. Like I said, I did think the Murray Talangi would be on the wing and you would have Val Holmes in the centres. But again, I think Talangi's injured, but I could be wrong. But you don't really know how he's going to come into this game. You know, he's had to face adversity throughout his entire career, Shibasaki. You know, he's been changing clubs left, right and centre. Now he's at the Broncos. Now he's doing well. And now he's earned an Origin call-up. So I'm not going to doubt Billy because he selected Toya against all odds and he killed it. So I'm going to back it in and say Shibasaki for a big one too. You got the 5'8" of Munster, who is the captain, and Tommy Dearden as the halfback. This is always going to be the case. Sam Walker from the Roosters, he's obviously injured for the last year with an ACL, and then he did his wrist. I think he's playing this week for the Roosters. He's the only one that you could even put up for a debate for 2026 in regards to the halves. Realistically, I know Muppet was put on the 18th man and whatnot for the second game, but Sam Walker has always been touted to be that halfback, but we've got to see him come back from his ACL. Dearden has been fantastic for years now, and Dearden puts in a shift for Queensland every single time he's out there. You know, Tom Dearden is normally a 5'8", but they have shifted to the halfback, obviously dropping Cherry Evans after game 1. That was another big decision, and again, it comes down to Billy Slater again. If Queensland still win this series, despite being dominated at home in game 1, drops their captain in Cherry Evans, their long-standing halfback, and with the debutants, the centres, you've got to really look at Billy Slater and take your hat off to him. Even if you're a New South Wales fan, you've got to take your hat off to him if it comes off and Queensland do find a way to win tonight with all the changes that Queensland have made. And they are necessary changes too, because Cherry Evans just wasn't going to be winning the series this year. He hasn't been playing well for Manly, and he didn't play well in game 1 for Queensland. So, look, I love this selection here of Tom Dearden, and he's partnering up Cameron Munster, who has a lot to play for tonight. You know, I'm not putting pressure on him, but at the end of the day, Munster's a big game player. He knows how to play the big game. He took Queensland on his own back nearly in 2020 to win that series when they were the worst Origin team in 40-odd years or whatever they were saying. You know, New South Wales media love to dribble. I have noticed a little bit of a change this year, but they love to dribble, and Munster was able to overturn that dribble and really lead Queensland down the path of victory. Now, the last couple of years hasn't necessarily been his best work, even when Queensland did win Origin in 2023 and 2022. I wouldn't say Munster was playing at his prime, but Queensland were just too good in those two series. But I do expect a massive game out of him tonight. He has a lot to play for. He's got a state on his back. You know, he is a big game player, and I think that if Queensland win, I do think that he's probably going to be getting the man of the match. I think that he is up for a big game, and that is what Munster does. And I think New South Wales know that, so they're going to try and put even more pressure on him, of course. At the end of the day, yes, we all know what's happened off the field, but on the field, you do need to target the emotions. You do. On the field, you've got to target it. You've got to go for it. And you've got to, you know that maybe Munster's going to get rattled quite quickly. And if you want to win this series, rattle him. That's what New South Wales plan probably is. At the end of the day, on the field is different to on the field, and this is a do or die decider right now in Sydney. So all's on the cards. All is on the cards tonight. So Munster's going to be careful for New South Wales, obviously targeting that, but he is a big game player. You go to the front row forwards of Josh Papali'i and Tino Fa'asuamaleaui. Now, Josh Papali'i, he's been an Origin, staple for many, many years now. I think he retired and now he's unretired. I think it was his decision to actually step down from Queensland. Look, Papali'i is a workhorse. He will throw his body at the line. He will make tackles galore. He will do his job. There is no debate in regards to Josh Papali'i. He would have been selected, I think, last year. I think last year was when he retired, or it might have been earlier this year. I can't remember. Did he play last year? Let me know in the chat. But Josh Papali'i, I believe that if he did, I think it was a retirement. And now he's just come back from it, and I back it. I back it, and especially with the fact that my boy Moeaki Fotuaika unfortunately hasn't been too great for the Gold Coast Titans this year, and also for Queensland. So I can understand the selection change there to bring back in an experienced workhorse, especially in a game like this here with Papali'i there from the Raiders. And then Tino, look, game one wasn't great. Game two, he got a lot better. He's one of the best front row forwards in the game. I still believe that he is a front row forward, and he's not a 13 like the Gold Coast Titans like to force into him. Yeah, sure, he can make a pass, but ultimately I want to kind of keep his mind on the job and just run the ball hard, mate. Go up the center of the field and just run it. I don't want him to be too distracted. That's what I think he does get a little bit with the Gold Coast Titans sometimes, despite his stats being absolutely fantastic. And again, being one of the best front row forwards in the game, I do just really want him to hone in on just running that ball up the guts, man. So look, it's a great front row forward pairing there of fantastic experience. Obviously, both Papali'i and Fa'asuamaleaui both play international. Tino for Australia and Papali'i there for Samoa. And I know Tino is thinking about going towards Samoa as well. Obviously, Papali'i is coming to the back end of his career, but they may play a bit of an international coming up as well. But they both are very experienced players here. Number 9 of Harry Grant in the hooker for the Melbourne Storm. Now, Harry Grant, before Game 2, had never won an Origin game as the starting hooker. Normally, they would have Ben Hunt start with Harry Grant coming off the bench. Obviously, that hasn't been the case this year. Harry Grant has not been at his best for the Melbourne Storm right now. He is not playing the X-Factor footy that we expect out of him, but he absolutely, when his mind is on the job and he is playing his best footy, is clearly, definitively the best hooker in the game. I just think that I understand why Queensland do usually have Ben Hunt as the 9, and then Harry Grant comes on with that X-Factor and just demolishes up the middle from that 9 role. So look, he won his first game as in Origin Game 2 as the starting hooker. Let's hope to see that he can do it again in Game 3 here. Will I say that Harry Grant was unbelievable in Game 2? In parts, he was really good, but it was a bit of an up and down game as well for him. But I do trust that Harry Grant is going to get the job done. And that's the thing. Like, if I'm going to compare in regards to positions, look, Dylan Edwards and Hamiso are so separate. Like, you could give it a bit of a wash there because they're so separate style players. But you know that Hamiso can provide that X factor. Munster absolutely can do it. Luai can do it. Cleary can do it. Din is more of a hard worker as well. I wouldn't necessarily kind of look towards him as an X factor, but he can do it. He can do it. It's just not the kind of player that I necessarily completely, slap him down with. But then when you go to the 9, I do think there is a significant gap here with the best football that you can see from Reece Robson and the best football that you can see from Harry Grant. If they're both playing their best footy, I do have Harry Grant I would say leap years. I would say he's a significantly better player, but it just comes down to if he's going to be able to get to and reach the heights that we know he can achieve here, Harry Grant. You go to the back row of Reuben Cotter and Kurt Catewell. Catewell was a surprise in game two, another selection from Billy Slater that no one agreed with or no one believed in, but they had egg on their faces because Kurt Catewell was arguably the best player for Queensland in game two when they won. He was absolutely incredible defensively. He was a workhorse, and that's the kind of player that Kurt Catewell is. The issue with Kurt Catewell is that for the Warriors this year, he is leading the missed tackle count across the NRL. I don't know if he still is after a couple of weeks since Origin Game 2, but at Origin Game 2, at that point, he had the most missed tackles by a country mile. That was for the Warriors. But again, he comes in, he kills it. He's been here before. Hopefully he does it again. And then Reuben Cotter. Look, it's interesting because I wouldn't necessarily say that Cotter is a regular back rower. I do think when you compare the back rows of New South Wales and Queensland here, you would absolutely be leaning towards more of the Blues than you would be more so leaning towards Queensland. I think there's a lot more X factor there and a lot more big name players there. However, obviously on paper is not how the game is played. On paper, New South Wales have a spectacular team that deserve to be winning this game. Or no, don't deserve, but on paper they deserve to be winning this game. But the game's not played on paper. So Cotter and Catewell need to have a big game here tonight against two of the primo back rowers in the competition, and Kurt Catewell did that in game two. Cotter has been a little bit kind of unknown this series so far, but that's because I don't really necessarily believe he's a back rower, but I trust in Billy. The 13 is Trent Loiero. This is one that I've never understood. I just don't get it. Similar to the Stefano Utukamanu. Look, I get that he works hard. He's got a great work ethic, but I just don't see enough out of him, even at the Storm necessarily. And I know people go, well, you just don't kind of see what he's doing. And I do try to see what he's doing. It just... I don't know. I have been confused by this for a little bit now. I have been confused for a little bit. But with that being said, he is there. Got to trust in Billy. Who would they go otherwise? There is options. There is Paddy Carrigan on the bench. Like, you absolutely could have slapped there. You could have even put Paddy Carrigan to the front row and 10 to the 13 if you really wanted to. Need to see something out of Loiero tonight because he is going up against the best lock in the game, or one of the best locks in the game, but I would say best lock in the game. In a change of Kurt Mann, Lindsay Collins, Patrick Carrigan, and Jeremiah Nene. Nene's not necessarily an off-the-bench player for mine, but I do understand why he's there, especially when you've got Reuben Cotter, who's not necessarily a back rower. I'm surprised that Nene's not starting, but I haven't necessarily seen Nene hit the straps as much as he has for the Cowboys over the years for the Origin level. And now the concern as well is his defense. His defense can be susceptible, but it has been a bit better this year than it has been in previous years. Nene, look, he can pop up out of nowhere. He's good under the high ball on attack. He's similar to... He is quite similar to Hudson Young in a lot of ways on the attack. Different players, but they are similar in a lot of ways on the attack. But defensively, I can't back Nene. So that's, I guess, probably why he is on the bench there, especially for that first 20, 30 minutes where it is just ferocious. The intensity is crazy. Game 3 last year in the decider was absolutely crazy intensity for the first half, first 50 minutes before it broke a little bit open in the back end of the game. But overall, I can understand why he's on the bench there rather than starting. Kurt Mann has been incredible for mine. I really love him at the Dogs, and I really loved him in Game 2. I think that he had an absolute belter. Very similar play to Connor Watson in a lot of ways. Very versatile. You can chuck him anywhere and he'll do a job. Lindsay Collins, one of the toughest blokes on the field. He really, shoved it into his teammate of the Roosters, Spencer Leniu, in Game 2. He really was able to get his number with all the talk and everything that was going on. He just continuously ran him and made sure that Spencer Leniu could not get a leg up in the game. And that was a big focal point of that game. It was a massive focal point because Queensland were embarrassed after Game 1, losing in Queensland, and the New South Wales media and the New South Wales fans really tried to hound in and just slap down that situation that happened with Spencer Leniu no kicking. So Lindsay Collins said, fuck that, man. We're going to go straight at him. And Lindsay Collins went straight at him and owned him. So hopefully we can see that again tonight because Spencer's going to want to get his own get back because he was probably embarrassed after Game 2. So that's going to be a fiery matchup when those two guys are on the field. And then Paddy Carrigan, look, I don't necessarily think that he's been at the peak that he has been in 2023 and even 2024-ish. 2024 was a bit down year for the Broncos. 2023, they made the grand final. This year, I think Paddy Carrigan's been okay. He's still one of the better players in the game in regards to his position, but I don't think that we've seen the best out of Paddy this year comparatively to previously. So it's going to be interesting to see him come on in the game and kind of really work into it, because I do think that he's a starting player, and I probably would have started him in the 13 there, but I can understand why he's on the bench, just maybe not so much to Trent Loiero. It's a great addition to the bench here. I just want to see that impact when he comes on, when he does come on. I want to see that impact that we know that Paddy can have, because it has been a little bit of a couple down years comparatively to the expectations that were set from him in 2023 and beforehand. I do want to see that impact, man. And then you go to the reserves of Reece Walsh and Jermaine Hopgood. We've spoken about Reece. Jermaine Hopgood obviously just outside. They probably won't be playing here. So in regards to my prediction here, obviously, guys, look, on paper, you do have to probably look and say New South Wales win this game. On paper, you do. But also, on paper is not where the game is played. Now, I do need to emphasise here, for people who may not know who I support. Obviously, I am a Queensland supporter. I am from Queensland. So I'm going to back in Queensland to win tonight against all odds. I've seen it before, and I hope it happens again. But realistically, on paper, you do have to look towards the Blues. But also, they should have won Game 2, and they didn't. And they did win Game 1. But we have seen for a very long time now, throughout the entirety of Origin history, we have seen the Blues come into games with that expectations like the fans have. I always say to you guys on my NRL streams, the fans are allowed to kind of bite too much into it. The fans are allowed to believe something's a win before the game's even played, based off of, history and recent records and on paper and whatnot, because the fans have no impact on how the game is played realistically. But the players can't buy into that. And the players are all on Instagram. The players are all on social media. The players see the news. They tell you they won't. They tell you they don't. But I can tell you for free they do. I just hope that the Blues haven't bought into the hype that they are seriously the favourites here. And I think the media has been trying to do a number in this Game 3 where New South Wales media has been a lot less confident, which I actually think is a positive there for New South Wales. I think it's a positive that you haven't seen this absolute dribble nonsense agenda where they say that this is the worst Queensland team in 40 years, which I can kind of back it. But at the end of the day, it was a really weird team. But the Blues, the players, believed that, and they got done over in the Game 3 back then. Blues usually tend to come into series as favourites. They usually tend to. This year, it's well and truly deserving. I think that if Queensland win, it's a masterclass from Billy Slater, because he has made the selection of putting Hamiso into the fullback. Obviously, Kallapong is injured, but he has decided to go Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow instead of Reece Walsh. He has debuted Toya, who's been fantastic. He has debuted Shibasaki, who we'll see tonight if he's fantastic. He shifted Val Holmes from the centre back to the wing. He dropped Sherry Evans from the halfback, the captain, the long-standing halfback for Queensland, who's won many series, and put in Tom Dearden there into the halfback as a starter instead of the 14 position. He put Kurt Catewell back into the team. He's maintained an odd selection of Trent Loiero, in my opinion. He's brought Kurt Mann into the team. He doesn't start Paddy Carrigan. If they are able to win this series, it is a monumental effort from Queensland, and it is against all odds. And this is what Queensland love to do. And New South Wales fans will agree with me here that when you count Queensland out, you can't do it. When you count Queensland out, they usually find a way. We don't know what it is. It just is something in the air in Queensland that when everything is against them, it's like they've got a point to prove. And the Blues always just feel like kind of they've got the team, it's there, it's ready to rock and roll, and the game comes around, and then just like the ferociousness from the start, I don't know what it is, man. But that's just my personal opinion. So obviously I'm going to back in my boys here today. I'm going to back in Queensland, but I just hope for a cracker game, man. This is the decider. Whoever wins this game wins it all. If New South Wales win, they win back-to-back series for the first time in like 20 years. It's been a long time. And if they... Oh, no, sorry. Did they win? No, they didn't. Actually, Origin... Is it 20 years? Surely not, New South Wales. Surely not. Don't let me have this over you for this stream. Don't let me have this. When was the last time they had back-to-back series? Origin, State of Origin series history. Surely not, Blues fans. Surely not. I'm going to get it. I know you're probably chatting away in the chat right now, but I'm going to get it here. Where is it here? Wikipedia, the most trustworthy website on the planet. All right, so that's the numbers of viewership. Here we go. No, so yeah, 2018, 2019. I was gonna say, 2018, 2019, you did have it. You don't want to know about the previous 150 bloody damn well years there from 2006 to 2017, but you did have it in 2018. You're lucky, because I would have slapped you for it. But you know, at the end of the day, that did happen there. But anyway, guys, belter of a game coming up. Let's get to the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying. There is about 20 minutes to go until the game does start. Obviously, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. I hope this stream is running smoothly. Obviously, I am in Vietnam right now. As you guys know, I've been in Thailand and India and whatnot. So I'm always nervous when I'm traveling that the internet in different countries is not going to be fantastic. But I do think that it is running smoothly. It looks like it's okay on my end. But do let me know at any point if it does cut out and whatnot, which I don't think it'll do. I actually had to book an Airbnb separately from my dad's place tonight because the internet cut out there. It's been a crazy day, and then I didn't have a power adapter. Gee whiz, all I know is Queensland 13 plus. Let's get let's get the chat. Let's get in the chat. Let's fire it up, baby. Let's just fire it up. Are you ready to fire up? Because I know I am, son. I know I am. All right, let's get to the chat. Wow, there is a lot of chat here, man. Wow, I don't even know how I'm going to get through all that. I don't even know how I'm going to get through all that. Deary me. Well, we've still got 20 minutes. I'll have to skip a little bit there. There is I think that's a donation from Olivia, but it's cut off by my poll there. Let me have a look here. Sorry, I have to scroll back on the actual Streamlabs here. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Like I said, thumbs up, subscribe. Olivia Rui with the $8 donation. Another day, another dono. Says, let's go Queensland. Get around you, Olivia. Fire it up, Olivia. Oh, gee whiz. Are you fired up, Olivia? My gosh. Fire it up for a decider. Deary me. Thank you very much for the donation, Olivia. Joseph Cardio says, go Maroons. Jack Kirkland says, up the Blues. Olivia says, Jay, I think he means the players hookers, not the other one. Who's talking about hookers? What we talk about? Well, it's probably, I just see we're starting hookers already. Skunk says, don't listen to Ben, he supports the Cowboys. To be fair, this is a bit spot on. Dasmate says, BKR trivia time. Mr. Sport will call Klein tonight. A bitch. B, a bastard. C, insult his bald head. Or D, all of the above. I am going to go with E, which is A, B, C, and also D. So all of the above, a bitch, a bastard, and also insult his bald head, plus all of the above. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with the E, mate. I'm going to go with the E. So you were actually incorrect in regards to the trivia time because you didn't give the correct option there. Yes. Jack says, definitely listen to me. You're a Blues fan. Can't listen to you, buddy. No, that's not what we do around here. That's not what we do, champion. Livy says, I thought you might have thought he was talking about the... Why are we still talking about girl hookers, man? What's happening here? What are we doing? We're here for State of Origin 3, the decider in Sydney between Queensland and New South Wales, and the chat's talking about damn well hookers. Are we all right? I don't think we're all right. I don't think we've ever been all right, to be honest with you. I don't think we're all right. Jack says, fair play to Queensland. Last game they played a lot better than us in the rain. That's a little, you sneaky one there. You're trying to give like a, by the way, Jack, you're a Broncos fan. You should be Queensland. Deary me. I know how it works, but should be a Queensland fan, buddy. Broncos fan? What a weird combination. Broncos and New South Wales. What a weird combination. But that's a little bit of a sly jab there. Huh? Don't you start sly jabbing the Queenslanders, son. Don't you start it. Cal Jason Blaze up Queensland. Someone's had their message removed. We've got the Please Stream Live. I'm going to say this now because I know there's going to be a billion people saying it. Due to broadcast restrictions, get a job. That's what we're going to say. Ben says, what awful timing as well. Cameron's strong, but it's a huge loss and wish him and his family love and support. Of course, mate. Yeah, of course. You know, there are much bigger things in rugby league and professional sport, and obviously this is the biggest game in rugby league, Game 3 decider, whether it be at Suncorp or whether it be at a core. It'd be crazy to see the reverse card of Queensland getting done at Suncorp last year in Game 3, and then Queensland doing over New South Wales at Game 3 decider in New South Wales. It'd be such an reverse card, man, because I remember New South Wales fans... Well, if Queensland can't win tonight, New South Wales fans will hold that over Queensland for a little bit now. Like, yes, obviously Queensland can talk about the 8 in a row, or they can talk about the 11 out of 12 straight years. They can talk about that, and then the Blues fans will be like, well, we beat the side at Suncorp. So if Queensland win tonight, it kind of negates that. It negates that argument from the Blues. So what do you use? I actually will ask you this. What do you use as a slanderous insult towards Queensland in regards to the rugby league and the actual gameplay if New South Wales win tonight? Because not only will, if Queensland do win tonight, not only will Queensland have the shield, they have more game victories. They have more points scored. They have more series victories in total since the start. and they would have then negated your shit from last year to this year, what would you actually have to argue? Plus, they've obviously won more series in a row, all this kind of jazz, right? So, what would you actually have? It's a genuine question. I'm not even talking shit. Big Bricks has come on Queensland up the Maroons. Jack says Queensland should put back down Cherry Evans. Yeah, mate, you should have Jackson Hastings as your halfback. Gabriel says, how many hours left because I'm in Townsville? The game starts in about 15 minutes time, man. About 15 minutos time. A lot of messages getting, he's going to get knocked out again. Who's getting knocked out again, Mana? Who's getting knocked out? Hey, who's getting knocked out? Jack says, will Walsh possibly play if there's an injury? Well, 18th man only comes on if there's foul play for an injury. So, sure, like there's a possibility of it happening if there's foul play from New South Wales that a player from Queensland comes out of the game. Then sure, yeah, he could be in. But obviously, let's not hope for foul play from anybody here. Let's just hope for a cracker game and hopefully the referee in the middle of the field, the bull man gets the job going. That's what we're hoping for here. That's what we're hoping for here. Lagan says Queensland is the best. We love it. Yes, Olivia, he is a Broncos supporter. Yes, unfortunately. Otto says, who are you supporting? I am from Queenslander. I'm Queenslander, son. Get around the Queenslanders. Get around them. Brooklyn says Queensland will win. We love it. We love it. As I'm scrolling down all this chat right now, I'm just seeing like timeouts galore. Like, I'm just seeing removed comments and timeouts galore. Israel Iwari says, listening in from Papua New Guinea, Gulf Province, close to Australia. Go Bluey Bluey Blues. I was agreeing with you until the last little part there of the Go Bluey Bluey Blues. But we have a large audience from Papua New Guinea who watch this channel, so I appreciate everyone from Papua New Guinea. We love it. Otto says, Rec walked... Okay, the English wasn't Englishing there, but Reece Walsh is playing in 18th position, correct. But you did spell it Rec walked. Wrecked walked. Is that like a nickname or what's going on? Wreck walked. Reece Walsh, Wreck walked. Yeah, not sure. Jack says, Hammer better fullback. He doesn't try score every play. Sure. Are you a Blues fan or are you a Blues fan or what's going on? Brenton says, Brooklyn's disgraceful. Oh no, what did Brooklyn say? I go for Queensland, but I also go for the Knights. No. That's exactly what you want to do. That's exactly what you want to do. Well, look, Brenton, the Newcastle Knights not give a great deal of success, so at least jump on the winning Origin team. You know, Brenton, you should think about doing it yourself, mate. Don't worry, Skunkle here, he's buddy Kiwi, and he gets around New South Wales and says New South in your mouth. You'll get something in your mouth tonight, New South. Don't you worry. You'll be getting something in your mouth tonight. Cuddy says, go the Blues. Tasman says, I'm going to look at Billy Slater and still see a massive dickhead. That's how I look at you, son. That's how we look at you, Tasman. Jimmy Mars says, come on, Queensland. You can do it. Fire it up. Olivia says, why is it nice and quiet all weekend? Then it gets to Origin. This is the chat we have. You were talking about hookers at the start, Olivia. What are you talking about? I saw you talking about damn well hookers. Dearie me, you know? You guys are the regulars. You got to keep it in line. Dearie me. Skunk says, true, well, you're going to have some fun tonight. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, the sniffy jar. Do I have it on me? I do have it still here. It wasn't taken off me in, it wasn't taken off me when I came from Thailand. Where is it? Ha 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 ha! He's got the sniffy jar. He's got the herbal inhaler. Don't you worry. This will fire us up. Oh, beautiful. Oh, my goodness me. 3 times lucky. Yes, that's for a Queensland win in Game 3. Exactly right. Keep scrolling down. Casey says, just stuffed up, shaping my moustache, trying to watch this and do it. Now I'm stuck with a pencil stash. I blame you, Blaze. No, that's actually Skunkle's fault, Anthony Milford's fault, and absolutely Skunkle's fault. Levi says, imagine if you were stuck at your dad's with no internet for the rest of the day and just wondering the score. You'll be waiting for updates via Pigeon. No, so my dad owns a bar here, a bar and a restaurant here in Vung Tau. So I would have obviously gone and watched the game there with him and whatnot. But you guys know me. I'm consistent as hell. So I went and booked an Airbnb so that I had internet and I was able to stream the game. He did obviously offer for me to stream the game at his bar, which is great. It would be a cool atmosphere and whatnot. But yeah, I'm very focused, man, so there'll be people walking around, and you just never know the drill, so I just kind of want to have solidity, focus in, have a good time with you guys, and then I'll go kick back with them after the game. F&6 is Queensland to win 12-10. Yeah, look, if I was going to go Queensland prediction to win, I'd go 18-16. If I was going to go Blues prediction to win, I'd go 24-10. I think that there is a genuine shout that the Blues can crush it here tonight. I think that there is a genuine possibility that New South Wales come in and absolutely slap Queensland. But I do think there is a possibility that Queensland come in with the work ethic that we've known them for many years now and just come in and get a good roll on it and get a close 18-16 win. I don't think there's a world Queensland win this game 13+. I think there's a world New South Wales do win 13+. Obviously, I'm going to back my boys in for a 1-12 win for Queensland, but obviously the more than likely option on paper and what people would expect based off the players is that the New South Wales Blues would probably win by 1-12 or even 13+. But if the Blues players think they're going to win 13+, they're going to lose 1-12. That's just how it goes. To be honest, when's the game starting? In 9 minutes' time. So guess what? Plenty of time for everybody to hit that like button and subscribe. We stream every single game of State of Origin, of State of Origin, but every single game of NRL here on the channel. We've got a big weekend this weekend. Actually, let's quickly go through what games we are live streaming this weekend. Is there some good games? Sharks Dolphins on Friday, that'll be a good one. Night Storm, geez, we have to watch the Knights again, God help us. Dragons and Roosters, well, it's a bit of a rivalry game there. Cowboys and Bulldogs, I've got Bulldogs to win that one. I think they have to bounce back from their recent couple of weeks. I think they're really going to be fired up, and especially depending on how Origin goes tonight, here Stephen Crichton's going to come in with a point to prove. Warriors, Tigers, that'll be an interesting game. Obviously, Tanner Boyd's starting as the 7 now for the Wires, and the Tigers obviously coming off a win, but a win against the Roosters team that also had no one in there. But they also had a lot of players out to the Tigers. I'd probably bat the Wires in, though. Eels and Panthers should be an absolute shit fest, and then Titans-Broncos could be an absolute shit fest, or it could be the greatest game of history if the Titans win. You know? Could be the greatest game of history if the Titans win. Just throwing it out there, just, you know, a little bit of a fish, a little bit of chuck it out there. You know? Just chuck it out there. Lima says, like Viet Radio would have the Origin on. You know Origin's worldwide, right? Like, they do have Origin playing. they do have Origin playing. Thanos with the $10 redo donation. Get around your Thanos. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much for the $10 redo. 10 Kiwi dollar redo donation. Get around the Kiwis. Tabil says, yes, let's go. Tabil says, Blues humble the Maroon. No, that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. Holmes says, when's it starting? In 7 minutes' time. 7 minutos time. Got a couple of Blues fans there. Levi says, bad omen. Crockpots with the blue banner. The bad omen is that the Blues lose, buddy. Brocky Spores with $3 redo donation. Didn't even see that one. Thank you very much. Brocky says, Queenslander. Queenslander. Fire it up, mate. Brocky, I tell you what, if you aren't fired up, I'll just tell you what, mate. I want you to start beating your chest. Just beat your chest and get up and at him, Brocky. Asher says, can't wait. I cannot wait. It's going to be good. Your local Karen's who's winning, do you all know? Well, right now the score is 0-0. Game hasn't started yet, but Queensland, I believe, have won 40-0. So go and tell everybody in your local area that Queensland won 40-0, your local Karen. Yes. Ben says up the Maroons. Ty says go the Maroons. John says that stupid 6 again call will decide the game. John, come on. We're getting into the referees already, are we? We're still 6 minutes away from game starting. Well, probably 11 minutes, but 6 minutes technically from game starting. And we're getting into the refs already. Don't worry, mate. There's going to be plenty of times we're going to be questioning refs' decisions in this game. And just for Blues fans out there who don't know, although I'm a Queensland fan, I will give you my honest opinion. I have done this for many years now, where I know how to kind of try and separate it. Yeah, sure, you are going to see a lot of you are going to see me passionately support my team tonight in Queensland. But when I do see a call that goes against New South Wales that I don't agree with, I will tell you that's my thought process. And there probably will be those times for both teams. But with that being said, I'm going to really reiterate this. If there is a count of 8-0, that does not necessarily mean that it is bullshit calls. If you disagree with a call, then explain the disagreement. At halftime of Game 2, New South Wales fans were completely up at Adam around the penalty count. Also, to clarify, a 6 again call is effectively a penalty. It's just that it's in a different area of the field, outside of the 40. So outside of the 40, it'll be 6 again. Inside of the 40, it'll be a penalty, right? And we all knew that in the Game 2, New South Wales, at the start of the game, were holding down, and they actually got a few good calls in regards to Lomax not getting binned, and there was another eye gouge or whatever. They got a few good calls. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I need to reiterate this. if you disagree with a call, explain the disagreement. Don't just look at a count of 8-0 and go, oh, okay, Queensland are getting rigged right now. Explain the disagreement with it, or point out which calls were incorrect. Or because New South Wales deserved those 8 penalties. If you want to argue that Queensland should have had more penalties and they weren't perfect, then sure, go for it. But I think the Blues had 2 or 3 6 agains, maybe 2 6 agains, or 2 or 3 6 agains in the game 2 first half. So that's effectively penalties. Just a reminder. That is effectively penalties, just in a different area of the field. Michael says, go Maroons, make this time. Make this time, son. Mitchell says, Skunkle, I hate you. Oh, join the club, mate. Join the club. Skunkle says, I really hope New South wins tonight. No, you don't, because you're a Kiwi. Skunkle, member for 26 months. God, Albert says, Blues going to give Queensland the old hoodles. Oh my gosh, what do you think? You're Spaniards? Are you going to the El Spanos in your profile picture? You think that makes you Spaniard? Get a grip of yourself. To Bill, New South Wales will humble the Maroons with a 29-10 victory. Okay, interesting field goal there, up 18, but sure, fair enough. Otto says hi. Okay, now we're not even close to being live, but we're closer to being alive than we were before. They're still waiting to come out onto the fields. They've still got the national anthem and everything to go. So this game probably starts off in about 8 minutes' time, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. Dazmate says, why? Bluey says Queensland and their sniff jars. Hey, listen, buddy, if you've been to Thailand, this is the shit. And I will always say this is the shit. These sniffy jars, the old herbal inhaler, mate. The old herbal inhaler. Deary me, don't you ever insult the old herbal inhalers from Thailand, mate. They cost like $1 and they last you like 100 years. Come on, Bluey. What are you doing? What are you doing? Cody says, where are you at, mate? I'm in Vung Tau in Vietnam. Otto says, I'm a Queenslander supporting the Maroons. Well, that's what you'd hope. If you're a Queenslander, you'd be hoping to support the Maroons. Otto says, are you supporting the Maroons? I am, son, I am. Thunder Max says, did man of the match. Yeah, actually, guys, get in the comment section right now. Queensland are walking out of the field. Get into the comment section right now and let us know who you think the man of the match is tonight. Who will be the man of the match? And our replay says, got to go watch on Channel 9 by. Okay, fair enough, mate. Fair enough, Thanks for letting us know. Tabil says, over my dead body. Oh, what did Ben say? What did Ben say? I dare to go for Queensland. No, Tabil, I dare you too. I double dare you. I double dare you, buddy. All right, Queensland running out onto the field. Fire it up, Maroons. I did hear the Blues aren't walking from Timbuktu this year. I do hear they're not walking down the 34-kilometre walkway from the sheds to the field. Interesting decision. Yeah, no, they're not. They're going to be walking like a normal group of rugby league players this year. They're not walking from Perth to New South Wales. That's a really good start for them. They're not going to be tired by the end of the walk. That is how they've been for a long time. Tri-Town Donut says, Carter Maroons. Blues are about to come out of the field. Tabil says, Blues will sit on Maroons like it is a toilet. That's a really odd thing to be saying. That's a really odd thing to be saying. Is that what you guys do down there in New South Wales? Is that you guys are sitting on blokes on? You're using blokes as a toilet? That's a bit weird, Tabil. I don't know, is that what you guys do down in New South Wales? Well, look, I don't judge, mate. It's a bit weird. We wouldn't do it in Queensland. We wouldn't sit on blokes whilst going to the toilet. That's a bit odd, but your fetish is your fetish. It's up to you, mate. So yeah, we do blame you, but we don't blame you. All right, New South Wales coming out the field now. Like I said, not walking from Timbuktu. Budacito says Maroon will win. Levi says, yeah, they'll have Origin playing in some pub. It won't be on the local or national radio. No chance. Yeah, no, but there's plenty. Every pub's nearly got it. A lot of pubs have it. Cody says refs on our side, up the Blues. Okay, mate. Grace says, up the Blues. Olivia says, how long till kickoff? There is probably about 5 minutes till kickoff here. So the Blues are out of the field, but obviously the national anthem will have to happen first. Queensland are waiting for it, and the Blues taking forever. Deary me, don't disrespect the national anthem, New South Wales. Get up there and sing it, you cats. Mitchell with the $10 redo donation. Get around you, Mitchell. Says, if Luai doesn't win man of the match, I call Mafia. No, not the Mafia again. No, please. Brandon says, Casey, pick a number between 1 and 10. Oh, no, he's actually done it. Has he actually done it? Yeah, well, he's got timed out, so I've seen it. Marta says, let's go New South Wales. Tabil says, Blues 27, Maroons 29. Final score. Wow, Tabil, fair enough. Phil says, New South Wales will dust Queensland. No, sir, that's not what we do. That's not what we do around here. Vaki says, Blues up the Blues. Where's the comments about the play of the match? Jay says, scoreboard. I'll refresh it, but the game hasn't started yet, so it might not be going just yet. but the national anthem is about to happen. So I've refreshed it. Let me know if it doesn't go again. Let me know if it's not on in like five minutes time. Joe, Brandon says he's got an addiction to the sniff jars. Could be worse. Could be worse, mate. Could be worse. Thanos has said Shibasaki for man of the match. Well, if Ascendant's winning man of the match, that's a bit of a scary one. But I expect him to have a big game. Scott Anderton says Munster. I think if Queensland win, Munster is the man of the match. I do. I think that if especially with the off-field stuff, but like I do think if Queensland win, that it will come from Munster. Safe ID Creation said go the Mighty Maroons from Papua New Guinea. Get around Papua New Guinea. STR says this year's Queensland lineup is hella mud, but still up the Maroons. Sure, how was 2020s? Do you want me to go through 2020s lineup again as they're doing the Welcome to Country and the National Anthem? I'll do that for you. Because just remember, Queensland won in 2020 in Game 3, the decider, with their team list was Corey Allen in the fullback. They had Val Holmes on the wing with Edric Lee. They had Edric Lee and Corey Allen in their 1 and 5. Oh no, sorry, let's not forget Brenko Lee in the centres. They had Brenko Lee, Edric Lee, and Corey Allen going up against Josh Adokar in his prime, Jack Whiten, and James Tedesco. Just want to throw that little bad boy out there. It's a little bit of a bad boy there. Christian Welsh was there. The forwards were pretty good, to be fair. The forwards are pretty good. No, there's nothing wrong with the forwards, but the Corey Allen, Brenko Lee, and Edric Lee, who is she? What's going on here? You know, and Queensland won that series. So just a reminder that doesn't matter who Queensland put out there, they usually give it a solid old crack. Let's scroll through those timeouts. Max King, man of the match, someone says. I can't even see their name, but someone said Max King, the man of the match. Ibby says, Queenslander! Lockie knows vlogging. What did Lockie say? Lockie said it. I know what he say. Are you streaming it? No, I'm watching it via smoke signal, mate. So there's a smoke signal going off in the background right now, and Dad's mate sitting in the arena at Accor Stadium right now, and he's just doing the smoke signal so that I know what's going on. Ibby says Shibasaki better not embarrass himself in this position. He's been playing great in club footy, absolutely, but the club footy is very different to obviously State of Origin footy. Apai says, are you a Maroons fan? I am, sir. I am. Are you though? Are you? Ben says 2020 is still considered the worst Queensland side, by the way. Yep, and they won. But alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, Game 3, the decider. As you guys know, when the game is on for Origin, usually I really heavily focus on the commentary for the game, and then we'll get to the chat when there's a stoppage and whatnot. Have a quick drink here. Even the Coke Zero is red. Give me one sec. Are you ready? Come in the chat right now. Are you ready for this shit? Are you ready for the be-all and end-all of Origin 2025? We're about to see a winner. Queensland get a win in the series for the first time since 2020. And if New South Wales win, they will have back-to-back series victories. Jeff Mars says, why does this Origin feel so much more alive than others? It feels like it's going to be one of the best games played on both sides. Usually you'll be able to tell which team will win. Agree, but you would look on paper and say that the Blues probably should win this game. But again, Luai and Cleary haven't necessarily proven at Origin level together. They haven't. It's as simple as that. You know, tell me I'm wrong otherwise. But overall, like, this should be a belt of a game. Is there a world Blues win 13 plus? Yes, there is a world where they win 13 plus, but I don't necessarily think that it's going to happen. I think this is going to be a close game, and let's see Queensland fire it up here for a good one. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Praises BK, you have to celebrate. You have to celebration sniff jar every time Queensland score, mate. If Queensland score a field goal to win this game, sniff jar without clothes on at this point. So the Blues will kick it off. Thumbs up, subscribe, and it will be Queensland return the ball here first. Let's see the first. Let's see the first one, and Josh Babali'i with the first run back to the 10. Mitchell with the $5 donation says, Jack Whiten is a cat. All he can do is throw a 40-metre forward pass and bite people. Thank you, Mitchell. Thank you, Mitchell, for that revelation. Beautiful revelation there. Second tackle now, and Tito gets taken down at the 20. Harry Grant goes out to Ruben Cotter, and Cotter will be at the 25 on third tackle. Let's go to the Maroons. Dasmate says 2021 Queensland side should be considered the worst ever. Lost 76-6 in the first two games, plus the whole series was in Queensland. Well, if we're talking about history, Dasmate, did you know that Queensland won 8 in a row once? Harry Grant out to the left-hand side. Now Tino Fa'asil-Malawi will bring it out to the 45 on fit tackle. Pretty good opening set here. Usually opening sets in Origin will tend to be quite, small because of the intensity. Like we saw in Game 3 last year at Suncorp, Dylan Edwards will bring this ball back here to the 20. Like we saw in Game 3 at Suncorp Stadium last year, the first half was so intense, man. It was a low score and crazy first half that was really exciting despite being barely any score in the first half, but both teams just went at each other. But that was a really good opening set there from Queensland. TNG says New South Wales all day. Farid Franklin says, where can I watch it live? You can watch it on BK Sport. Jonathan says, Jonathan from Papua New Guinea, go Queensland, man of the match, Paddy Carrigan. I like it. All right, so the Blues now, 4 tackle at the 35. They roll it back. Reece Robson, Isaiah Yeo, then Payne Haas, and they'll beat the 45 themselves. So both teams with a decent set to start off the game. Wise and Fools is from the mountains of Papua New Guinea to the shores of Queensland. The Maroon tide rises strong and grand. We bleed maroon. We roar like flames tonight. You're not wrong, Wise and Fools, mate. You're not wrong. I'm ready to run through a brick wall now. Hamisa Tabuai-Fidow, he runs into a brick wall at the 30 on first tackle for Queensland. Brandon says, bring the Payne Haas. See, first we had New South Wales fans talking about sitting on blokes in the toilet, and now we've got someone talking about pain in the ass. Like, come on, Brenton. You know, what are you doing? What are you Blues fans doing down there? I know it's a different state, but gee whiz. And that's a good tackle there from the Blues on Shibasaki. First tackle, and he gets taken back about 5 metres. Dasmate says 8 in a row, it's overrated. 1 in a row is where it's at. That is a very typical thing for New South Wales fans to say. You are right there, Daz. Unfortunately, 1 in a row doesn't actually make sense because it's not possible to have a row of 1. So Papali'i now, he'll get the ball to the 50 on fifth tackle. Thank you, Jay. Letting me know, refresh the score. Thank you, sir. Let's refresh that bad boy. And there we go. So there's the live score below us there, guys. Blues now will bring this ball out from their own 20. It'll be first tackle for Dylan Edwards. Brendan's pain in the ass. See what you did there. No, you did it, mate. You did it, you sicko. Second tackle now at the 25. Nichols is up the Blues. Jordan says, go the Maroons. Second tackle. Not as intense of a start as an Origin game as you would usually expect, man. They're obviously trying to feel each other out. They go down the left-hand side, and Liam Martin's away, and he's over the side. No, he's not. He stays in bounds. Wow. Jeez, you would have said that was $1 1-1 for him to go to the sideline just then, but Liam Martin found a way to stay in. And now Payne Haas, they go out to the left, and he'll get the offload away to Jerome Luai. Luai now, he'll give it out to Latrell Mitchell. He's got Din there, Hamiso. He's going to be fast enough to get back. That was not the play from Latrell at all. Not the play from Latrell at all. He kicks it straight to Hamisa Tabuai-Fidow, who grabs it at 3. Ominous signs there from the Blues, however. They found some good space down the right-hand wing and then obviously just spread it out quickly. But Latrell Mitchell shouldn't have been kicking that ball. Brent the Trent says, save at the showers. That's what the Blues do, to be fair. Tom did, and half the time they don't even wait for the showers. So Xavier Coates now to the 18 on their own side of the field. And Harry Grant, he'll get off to Josh Papali'i. And Papali'i brings it out into the 25. He's been solid in his first 4 minutes. Really kind of trying to set a platform there from the front row. Cameron Munster, that's what you need your forwards for in this opening part. Kurt Catewell now up to 35 on fifth tackle. Not a fantastic set here from Queensland on this one. Dasmate says Cleary was gone. Cody says up the Blues. But all right, so that's going to be 25 metres out, and the Blues are going to let this one bounce. Brian To'o picks it up here at the 10, now to the 15, and Tom Dearden locks him down at the 20. Yeah, why did you kick Latrell? I don't understand. It was third tackle, man. Zach Lomax with a strong run out to the 25, now the 30. Gets an offload away. Beautiful offload, and Latrell Mitchell, he gets away from another tackle, and they'll be taken out the 40. This is a good opening 2 tackles here for the Blues. Dasmate says it's third him up. It's, well, welcome back to Dasmate, being about 34 years behind the live stream. He does watch it, like I said, via a smoke signal, Dasmate. He doesn't actually get to watch the game live. So you will see him react to things about 34 years too late. Forward tackle here with the Blues. They'll be in the attacking half, 40 metres out. I love Dandy's well says go the Blues. Well, he said Bulls first, and Stephen Crichton gets away. Then off to Liam Martin. They're finding some good space on this right-hand wing, which is where Shibasaki and, is it Val Holmes? It's a bit of a nerve-wracking sign. A little bit of a nerve-wracking sign because Val Holmes hasn't been exactly unbelievable. Jerome Luai. Awful kick from Luai. And that's a 7 tackle set for Queensland. No, sorry, it's not Val Holmes on that side. That's Xavier Coates and Shibasaki out there. Val Holmes on the right wing. But that was an awful kick from Luai. And it goes straight to Queensland for a 7 tackle set from the 20. Magaboy says, yo, people are shouting and trucks are vrooming and some people are fighting because of State of Origin Game 3. Welcome to the show, baby. That's the show. That's what we're talking about. First tackle now for Queensland, and they'll get this ball out to the 44 on second tackle. Brenton says, Luai, not the play. Well, the play was right, but it's just that the kick wasn't good. And now Cotter will be taken down here at the 45. Was it fifth tackle? I swear it was fourth, but it could have been. It probably was fifth. It's a good set here from Queensland off the back of that mistake from the Blues, and now Tom Dearden at the 30 on fourth tackle. This is sort of the first attacking opportunity of the game here. Hamiso gives out to Munster. Munster across now to Kurt Catewell. Kurt Catewell runs it himself. High tackle, referee. Thank you. Penalty, Queensland. Penalty, Queensland. That's huge. Don't know why anyone's booing. It's very clearly high tackle. I don't even know why Crichton's looking confused because it's very clearly high tackle here from Crichton. He comes in well and truly high tackle there, Stephen Crichton. Well and truly. So let's count this, Blues fans, because I know we like to look at penalty counts. Let's count this. First penalty is legit. First penalty is 100%. It is a high tackle. Oh no, penalty count's getting away from him. 1-0. It's Ashley Klein's fault. They go for the 2 here, Queensland. Oh, Nate, Jay, and Ian. Get up and at him, mate. Get up and at him. Nate, Jay, and Ian. They're taking the 2 here. Dasmate says it wasn't high. You are high, Dasmate. You are high. You are high. Mitchell says, get Stafford toe on the field, take Crichton off the egg. Dasmate's not going to be happy with you. They're going to take the 2 here, Queensland, which is an interesting decision. It's not right in front right now. It's not right in front. It's out to the left about 30 metres out. Out to the left. You just got to make sure that if you miss this kick, it better go dead. Otherwise, the Blues get the ball. Sorry, it's 25 metres out. Actually, this is not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout. I don't know if I would have done it, but I get it. But I do get it. Dasmate says Pussy's taking the 2. The only reason you say Pussy's taking the 2 is because you guys can't kick a 2 to save your life. What are you, like, 1 from 8 or some shit in the first 2 games? In New South Wales? What are you, have you got a kicker? Have you got a single kick in the first 2 games, Daz, or what? So in rugby league, Dasmate, I'm going to let you know. So this is how it works. So basically 2 points is points. And when you win games, which, oh, fun fact, Queensland won by in game 2. So when you take the 2, it means you take the lead to 0. And taking the lead is actually a good thing. Don't know if you know this. Don't know if you know this. So Queensland, if they can get this kick, they do take a 2-0 lead here. All right. Big kick here for Val Holmes. That's right, Dads, mate. I'll send you a check later for the life advice. All right, so about 25 metres out to the left. He will get the kick. Val Holmes, you big, beautiful man. Eat your heart out, Blues. The Queenslanders take the lead 2-0. Lorenzo says, I feel Shibasaki going to cost Queensland a decider. Well, he hasn't had a good start here. The Blues have absolutely gone at him in this first 8 or so minutes. They've gone down this right side. They've found space to Liam Martin. They've found space down the right frequently. And then because Queensland come across to help out that side of Xavier Coates and also Shibasaki, the Blues just spread the ball out to the left again, and then they found space. If Latrell Mitchell hadn't kicked that ball on third tackle, they would have had a great attacking opportunity, probably about 20 metres out with 2 tackles remaining. But then also Jerome Luai, when they got another attacking opportunity, he kicked the ball and it went for a 7-tackle set, and Queensland have got some points off of it. So they've punished the mistake from Jerome Luai, and they've taken the 2, and they lead 2-0 after 8 minutes here. All right, Queensland now. Josh Papali'i, he'll bring this ball down to the 15, 8 minutes into the game. I love the involvement that we're seeing from Josh Papali'i early doors here. My apprentice says victory today, mighty Maroons. We love it. All right, second tackle now for the Maroons, and they'll be 20 metres out from their own line. Appai says 2 points is 2 points, chat. That is correct, Appai. That is correct. So 2 points is actually, fun fact, more than 0. Yes, let's end the game right now. Can someone please get into Ashley Klein's ear, tell him to blow the full-time whistle right now, and that'll teach the Blues fans what the 2 points means. Forward tackle now for Queensland at 33. Kelly says that's the spirit. Absolutely. Munster now. He'll get to Kurt Catewell, and Kurt Catewell brings it out to the 40. He's been strong so far on the attack, Kurt Catewell. He's obviously the one who earned the penalty too from the high contact. Tom Dearden inside the 40, but that's just going to go straight down here to Zach Lomax, who brings it at the 15 and takes it out at the 25, first tackle. Good work there by Trent Loyo and Cameron Munster with Tito getting into the tackle. Rhett says, no, come on the Blues. No, you, buddy. No, you, Rhett. No, you. Second tackle here at the 30. 10 minutes gone here in the Origin Decider. 30 minutes to go of the first half. Hit that like button, guys. Subscribe if you're new around here. Let's absolutely smash in the likes today. And obviously, we're on our way up to 35K now. We're getting closer and closer to 35,000 subscribers, so I appreciate you. Obviously, we stream every NRL game live here. Now, forward tackle here at the 45. Rhett says 50-2 New South Wales win is what's going to happen. Well, if you could English, that'd be nice, but that's not going to happen or happen. Neither. Neither happen or happen. All right, so the Blues will kick this one to Hamiso Tabuaifaro, who grabs this ball at the 10. You're going to have to look for a big game out of Hamiso here. Is this actually Hamiso's first game at fullback? Because obviously Reece Walsh or Kalen Ponga have been the fullback for a few years, and before that was AJ Brimdog Millionaire Brimson. Is this Hamiso's first Origin game at fullback? Because he's been in the centres for a very long time and played a little bit of wing. I think he played wing in game 2. I think it was wing game 2, maybe. Nalisha says, I think we're going to lose, eh? Who? New South Wales? We love it. All right, Robert Toyer now, 4 tackle here at the 35. It has been a different start to an Origin game. It hasn't been intense with the hits early doors. Usually you see a couple of big hits, especially, 11 minutes in. You would have seen a couple by now, but it seems like both teams are really kind of... there's a lot of respect here on the field right now from both teams. A lot of respect. And big kick there from Munster. The Blues will grab it at the 25. Oh, he nearly lost that ball, but he does grab it. Lomax does grab the ball, but he was close to losing that. Oh no, what's happening here? Lomax taking a little bit to get up. He does roll it in the end. I'm surprised he didn't stay down. The cat. Second tackle now at the 28. Oh, they're talking to Billy Slater. Oh, that's right. They do this, don't they? Ah, there's the hit, son. There's the hit. There's the hit. Val Holmes absolutely whacks Angus Crichton. Absolutely whacks him. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. 4 tackle now for the Blues. That is a good hit. Oh, and then they're going to give away a penalty. They're going to give away a penalty. Okay, Blues fans, I know you like to do this. Let's see if it's legit. Let's see if it's legit. They're going to show the Valentine Holmes hit on Crichton, which was huge. Damn, got rocked there. But I'd like to see the actual call here. I'd like to see the actual call just to make sure. Otherwise, we'll do a Blues special and blame the referee. They're not going to show it, typical. Mitchell says, screw the respect. Someone throw a punch already. Mate, Val Holmes just rocked Liam Martin, mate. Alrighty, so the Blues now beat the 45. And now the 40 on first tackle. Here's the Blues' first attacking opportunity of the game. In a good attacking area. Let's see if they can not give away a 7-tackle set this time. That'd be nice. Alright, Maxi King, 35 metres away here from the line. Second tackle. The Blues go to the left-hand side. Robson, Nathan Cleary to Luai, and good defence there from Tom Dearden. He knew where that was going, and he gets the tackle before Luai can space it out. They're 25 metres away. Robson off to Cleary. Cleary at the back into Edwards, and that's good defence. I think that might have come off the head. I think that might have come off the head there. Well, either way, it's going to be Blues ball here at the 35, and it is going to be... Is it first tackle? No, it's 4 tackle. Yeah, it did come off the head. It didn't come off the hand, so now it's going to be 5th tackle here at the 33. No, oh, that's forward. That's a forward pass. That's a forward pass. No, okay, touchy, still not doing his job. 5th tackle now at the 25. 5th tackle at the 25 for the Blues. They go to the left-hand side. Robson to Luai. Luai gives it out to Latrell Mitchell. Kicks it through. Lets it go. Hamiso, let the ball bounce. Dad, what are you doing, Hamiso? Hamiso should let that ball go dead. That would have been a 7-tackle set for Queensland again, but he touches it. So it's going to be a dropout here from Queensland. That was going to go out, man. That was going to go out, but Hamiso felt the pressure coming in from behind him and must have felt that he needed to. David says 6 again, Klein, you prick. So the reason why I didn't call 6 again was because it came off the head, and I thought that immediately too. That's what I was saying. I think that's come off his head there. So if the Queensland player was able to get there, drop out, short, gets knocked back here from the Blues. So they will get it, but back at the 35. So it's worked out relatively well over Queensland, but obviously still Blues ball at the 25 now, first tackle. Paddy Carrigan about to come on here for the Maroons. Paddy Carrigan about to come on. And now Payne Haas, he is going to be 20 metres out on second tackle. Dasman says, you just got rocked by a guy that once played for the New York Jets. Yeah, Jets, a very successful organisation, just without the success. But they are technically an organisation. Nathan Cleary now, third tackle, 13 metres away. Big opportunity here for the Blues. They give it to Dylan Edwards. Edwards off to Stephen Crichton. And Crichton will be 8 metres away from the line, 4 tackle. Middleton's pass was clearly too forward to call. They only call passes that go backwards like in the Dragons game. That is correct. That is definitely correct there. Maxi King, 5 metres out here from the line. Luana says Queensland. Well, they're on the back foot right now, but can they hold him out? The Blues, Robson off to Nathan Cleary. They go quickly. It goes to Grassy McGrath, and Brian Tuttle gets it. And he loses the ball, but it goes backwards. Now it's a knock on. Queenslander. Good defence, boys. Grassy McGrath, Brenton, I know, big shout out, Seb Watson. Grassy McGrath, big involvement there. Big involvement there. So Queensland with some nice defence will hold out the Blues. And I don't know, why are we saying wait, Klein? Let them play the ball, Muppet. What are you doing? Actually, Klein, what are we doing here, Klein? He played the ball and it moved. Deary me. So yeah, it was good work there from Val Holmes. Really good work from Val Holmes. Hall Fam TV says Blues are going to smash Queensland. Who with me? W's for Blues, I's for Marines. Do you English or do you know that we don't speak Tanzanian on this channel, right? You know, and now whole fam spamming Marines. You know we don't speak Tanzanian on the channel. We are an English speaking channel. I know I'm in Vietnam right now, but this is not a Vietnamese speaking channel either. So we would appreciate the old English if it's not too hard there, Hall Fam TV. So third tackle now for Queensland. It's going to be Harry Grant goes to right hand side. Now Trent Loiero. He'll get a good offload there. Yeah, it's to Tom Dearden. Dearden goes in. He gets it right inside the rim. Connor's away. Connor's away. Hamisa on the inside. Hamisa, no! Oh, he's knocked it back. It's gone backwards from Queensland. It's still Queensland's ball. Hamisa knocked the ball, but then he knocked it backwards before it was able to go forward. Oh, that's a high tackle. No, but good tackle from Brian Toto if it wasn't high, but it looked like it might have been. Fourth tackle now, 33 metres out. Oh, if the pass was better there from Cotter. Hamisa was under the post. Tino now, he's 22 metres out even the line. 22 metres out. Harry Grant, Tom Dearden at the 20. He gives it off here to Robert Toya. It's fit tackle. He throws the ball back. It's going to go to Tom Dearden. Dearden gives it across to Harry Grant. Harry Grant flicks it again, and then the Blues get it. It's going to be a penalty Queensland. Penalty Queensland. Oh, shut your mouth, Dylan Edwards. Get off him, you cat. He's got his elbow in on Tom Dearden's neck right now. So it's a penalty Queensland here, is it? Or what are they saying? Held? What? What's Ashley Klein calling? What's Ashley Klein calling? I don't understand what's being called here. Are they I thought he said held just then, but are they saying penalty or are they saying knock? What is he calling? Because there's no one who got held. Okay, so it is a penalty Queensland. Okay, penalty Queen. I don't know where the penalty came from, but it's a penalty Queensland. Brent the Tent says is Australian English. My bad, Brent the Tent, you are right. No, we are speaking Australian on this channel, not English. No, we do speak Australian here. Copper Struth, bloody mate. G'day. That's what we do here. Struth, mate. Struth. Chuck a shrimp on the barbie with some Fosters, mate. Now we're talking. First tackle here, 10 metres out for Queensland. I don't know where that penalty came from, but it was apparently offside. So Trent Loiero, it's going to be 5 metres out from the line for Queensland. Second tackle here for the Maroons. This is a massive first real solid attack and opportunity in the 20 here for the Queenslanders. Paddy Carrigan, 4 metres out. 4 metres out. Dingo, 8 might. No. That's a... No, we don't refer to that. Tino! Go, Tino! That's him! No, 3 metres out from the line. 4 tackle. 4 tackle. Harry Grant to Tom Dearden, 10 metres out. Then off to Munster. Munster at the 10. He'll give it off here. Here to Chase Shibasaki. Gives it off Xavier Coates. Straight to Queensland, baby. Get that in your mouth, son. Get that in your mouth. Shibasaki with the pass out to the left, and Xavier Coates will score, son. Come on, my bitch. Come on. Try time, Queensland. Get that in your mouth. No New South in your mouth. That's a bit of Xavier Coates right up in you. They spread out to the left-hand side. Tom Dearden, he gets it out the back, and they just keep on spreading it out. Out the back again to Shibasaki. Lomax, your cat, missed the tackle, and the debutant gets a nice little try assist there on the wing for Xavier, the Papua New Guinean flyout Coates. Get around Papua New Guinea. That's him. That's him. That'll do great for Shibasaki's confidence, Lorenzo. You're right. You are right. But try time there for the Maroons, and it is 6-0 here with a kick to come from the sideline. Let's get it. Let's get it. Brenton says Klein's putting... Oh, don't start. Don't start, Brenton. Klein's putting in word tonight. Don't start. We saw a forward pass here from the Blues just a few minutes ago that was so forward that I'm pretty certain that Calvin Johnson from the Detroit Lions 10 years ago probably would have caught it, and it would have been great. Deary me. We're talking Julian Edelman on the back end of a Tom Brady pass from New South Wales before that wasn't picked up. Right? That's what we're talking about. Oh, my gosh, and you're getting into Klein already. Listen here. Skunker says, gotta love tries. Oh, gee whiz, mate. Gee whiz. Where were you cats complaining when the forward pass was by 3 years? Where were you cats when they were doing a pitcher's throw in baseball? We saw Shohei Ohtani throw that ball directly forward, and it wasn't called forward pass. Oh, but do it out the back. Oh, my gosh. Exactly right, Brad. It was so forward. So what are you complaining about? You know, tit for tat. Davis says, how are you, Blaze? I'm going all right now. It's 6-0. Val Holmes for the kick from the sideline. Smack that right through the post, baby. 8-0. Smack that right through the... 8-0. Come on. Olivia says he didn't do the 800-metre walk, so you can't complain now. Exactly right. Brenton says we didn't get a try from it. No, it's because you can't score. Dasmate said, explain how Evans was offside when he ran 50 metres. Well, I would love to go back and have a look at it. I would love to go back and have a look at it. Sarah says, even you said you don't know how that was a penalty. No, I didn't know what he was calling, I was saying. I didn't know what he was calling, because that was a crazy play where things were happening everywhere. Queensland were knocking the ball back here, there, and everywhere. I'm not even saying you guys are wrong. I'm just saying that I didn't see what he even called. I looked at the chat to see what you guys were saying that he called, and he called it offside. But I wasn't even looking, really. Like, I was looking at the ball bouncing here and bouncing there, going backwards, going forwards, going left, right. Good night, you know? I didn't know what was happening. 2 + 6 = 8. Thank you, Brett the 10. Now in Blues, in New South Wales, they do say one in a row quite frequently, so that is a bit of a struggle mathematical equation for the New South Wales education system, Brett the 10th. So thank you very much for saying 2 + 6 = 8. Richard says, I don't want streaming. Well, I wouldn't like to be called Richard. So fifth tackle now at the 50. 20 minutes into the game here, guys, of the decider, Game 3, 2025. 20 minutes to go in the first half. Hit that like button and subscribe. Queensland have gotten off to a good start here and lead 8-0 early. The Blues, I don't know if that's a knock back or that's a penalty. The Blues, for what? Stop it. They've called a penalty here against Gehemar Shibasaki as if like he wasn't competing for the ball. Let's go back and have a look at this. Show it. How on earth are you saying that is a penalty? How he's not going for the ball? He's the one who touches the ball. He's looking there, but he's going after the ball there. How on earth are you calling that a penalty, Ashley Klein? How can you say that that's a penalty against Shibasaki for not looking at the ball when he's the one who touched the ball with his arm? What? Sorry? Anyway, Blues with the ball here at the 45. Listen, I've got to debate that. I understand that Shibasaki was looking at him originally, but how are you telling me that he's the one who touches the ball and puts his arm out and hits the ball if he's not even looking at it? That doesn't even make any sense. Ashley Klein's in fantastic form here, Davo. You've already got Blues fans complaining about the offside before, and you've got Queensland fans complaining about the forward pass and whatever that call was from old mate Baldy. So forward tackle now at the 30, and Nathan Cleary is going to roll it out to the right-hand side and then give it to Payne Haas, who's going to run up the middle. He'll be 24 metres out of the line. Dazmate says, keep the whistle at your mouth. That'd be a great start here. That'd be a very good start here, Daz. It was a knock on Queensland, but like... Oh, Xavier Coates over the top of Lomax there. Grabs the ball at the 5. Beautiful. Benny West says Ashley was born in Newcastle. So Brenton Eslick in disguise. Drew says, let's go Queensland. Absolutely, mate. Good start here. Long way to go, though. Long way to go here. David says, need the Beaver in the bunker, and we were right. The Beaver? Steve Menzies? You talking about Steve Menzies? Oh, we're talking about Steve Menzies. Val Holmes now out of the 25 on 4 tackle. Biddy says, Klein trying to even the pen count after New South Wales cried about last game's penalty count at half time. Good running from Queensland. Paddy Carrigan will slip over, and they will get taken down to the 40 on 5th tackle. Laurie says, hi Blaze, Daz, Jay, Admins just tapped in up the Maroons. Exactly right. Tommy Dearden now. He'll kick it down to Dylan Edwards at the 11, and he's going to bring it out to Brian To'o, who will take it to the 25 to the 30 on 1st tackle. Daz says, I hope Klein is in Rugby League 26, so can just send Payne Haas running straight at the brick. And now Zach Lomax will be at the 38 on his own side of the field, 2nd tackle. Laurie says, let's go the double, Queensland and Brumbies double. The Brumbies playing the Lions tonight. Fair enough. 3rd tackle now at the 45. Been an interesting one, but Tars got close to him last week, so it'd be great to see if the Brumbies, who are the best Australian team in the Super Rugby, if they can find a way to get up or at least get close. Jerome Luai out to Nathan Cleary, and then Nathan Cleary, Tom Dearden locks him down. Dearden's been great defensively tonight. So far, I would actually say Tom Dearden's been the best player for Queensland so far. He's been really on top of it, especially on that side with Jerome Luai. He's been watching him like a hawk, mate. Xavier Coates, you're not getting the ball before him in the back, and he will grab it at the 5. My press says Val man. He's been good so far, the old Val Holmes. And that's great because he hasn't been fantastic in the opening 2 games, specifically not the first game. He was better. He was okay in the 2nd game. But so far in Game 3, he's been really solid. Lucas says, Holmes has been very good too. Yeah, it's a good point. So Tino Fa'asuamaleaui comes off the field here for Queensland. And Lindsay Collins on the field. Get around a big chookster. Let's see. Is Spencer on yet? Is Spence the cat on yet? Get Spencer on. I want to see Lindsay Collins versus Spencer. Hamiso off to Munster. Munster now whacks that ball. Yeah, so far, I would say Tommy Dearden and Val Holmes have been the best for Queensland. For New South Wales, who would you say has been their best so far? Cleary's not done much. Luai's not been great. This right-hand... Liam Martin, probably down that right-hand side, has been finding some good space. Brian Tottle's been running the ball back hard. I don't know who you would kind of aim up for the Blues player of the first 24 minutes or so, but clearly Dearden or Val Holmes for Queensland at the moment. Luana says, New South Wales lose, I'm joining Queensland. Fourth tackle now to 46. I will refrain from my judgment. Out to Jerome Luai, and Luai now let Blues fans do that for you. Yeah, great. That's 4 passes. I'm just trying to figure out, do forward passes exist in rugby league anymore, or are we just, playing hopscotch? Are we playing hopscotch here on a Wednesday night in Core Stadium? Is this hopscotch? Just trying to figure out. Because that forward pass was maybe 94 metres and a half. Maybe 94 and a half metres. So second tackle now for Queensland at 15. David says, yes, not the smartest decision kicking the codes. I hear you, Daz. No, I reckon New South Wales should do it all day. To be fair, Zach Lomax is a good tit for tat for him. He will go toe-to-toe with him, but it's a very difficult matchup. But they're not going to kick it to Brian Tottle's side because Tottle isn't exactly going to be winning too many up-in-the-air battles. And he is going up against Val Holmes, who is pretty strong in that area as well. But I would be less confident in Holmes at the back on the wing than I would be in Xavier Coe's 40-20 attempt here from Tom Dearden, but it goes straight to Dylan Edwards at the 25, the 30, there to 35, and taken down. Mitchell says Royce Hunt is better than Lenu. All right, well, there's the Tigers fan. We're waiting for the Tigers comment. We finally got it 26 minutes into the game. I thought we were going to get away with one here today. So average set distance so far, 36.2 for the Blues, Queensland 41.1. So Queensland have been quite clearly dominant in that first 24 minutes there, or 26 minutes. 40 to 45 is a very good category, as you guys know, and 35 to 40 is a very, well, they're at 36, so they're on the low end of a very average, kind of average set distance. Which isn't exactly spectacular there for the Blues. Fourth tackle now to 41. Isaiah Yo, he'll get out to Nathan Cleary. I've got to be honest with you, there is some dubious passes here from the Blues in the first half that aren't getting picked up. You got to be seriously honest with yourself, Ashley Klein. And Nathan Cleary puts that one up again to Xavier Coates' side, and oh, stop it. Get up, Liam Martin. Get up, Liam Martin. We saw that fake a mile away, dude. What is he doing? This isn't strictly ballroom dancing, mate. This is rugby league. What are you doing? He literally ran into a player and then just fell over. She fell over. Time since last stoppage is 6 minutes. This game has just been back and forth for 6 minutes. You love to see that. Good to see Ashley Klein keeping the whistle out of his mouth for once. Gabriella says, go to the Maroons from Papua New Guinea. Get around Papua New Guinea. We love him in Papua New Guinea. Harry Grant off to Munster. Munster now to Tom Dearden. Tom Dearden at 35 off to Hamiso. Hamiso gives it to Toya. And Toya with a good strong run here. I tell you what, Toya's been... Oh, he's got the offload away. Queensland away. Hamiso. Dearden! Go Dearden, go Dearden, go Dearden, go Dearden! Go! Queenslander, get that shit in your mouth, Blues. 12-0 with a kick to come. Head your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air. Queensland with the try time. Hamiso breaks out. They try to take Robert Toya over the sideline. Latrell Mitchell pulling him across, and then he pulls the ball back to Hamiso, who breaks away down the wing. He sees Dearden running onto the inside. It's a beautiful pass there for Hamiso, for Tom Dearden to get it in the perfect area. Like, he really had to thread that needle because there was a player just inside, and there was a player in front of him, but Tom Dearden grabs it, scores it, and dance. And dance, and dance, 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 and dance, and dance, and dance. Long way to go here, but Queensland about to take a 14-0 lead. That is a miracle try, Lorenzo. I thought that Toya was gone for all money on the sideline. I thought Toya was gone for all money on the sideline, son. And I was about to say, like, Toya's had a bit of Latrell's number this series, to be completely honest with you. Like, Toya has been very good against Latrell Mitchell this series so far. And he was going over the sideline, but he just found a way to get the ball out the back. Brent the Tent says, do we need some more mathematical equations? I think the Blues fans would really appreciate that. I think they would. But I will remind all Queenslanders, I will remind every Queenslander out there, we were up 26-0 in Game 2. before the Blues came back in the second half to only lose 26-24. So right now it's looking a little bit dodgy for New South Wales, but game 2, we saw a big time comeback as well. But it is about to be 14 nearly to Queensland. Val Holmes from in front of the black dot. He will, boom, boom, smack that shit. Let's get it. CNL Custard says, go Queensland. Watching from the US. Get around your custard. David Saul says, come on, Queensland 13 plus. Give me 21 to 30. I don't think Queensland will win this game 13 plus. I understand it's 13 plus right now. But don't get ahead of yourself, Queenslanders. We saw this in game 2. We saw it in game 2 before the Blues had us sitting on damn well bloody electricity, mate. I was sitting on electricity. I was terrified, mate. I was absolutely terrified. I still am terrified. Deary me. Vanessa says subscribe. Appreciate you, Vanessa. Get around you for subscribing. We stream every NRL game here, so you won't be disappointed. We've got big games on this weekend. But all right, Queensland. Paddy Carrigan brings it out to the 15. Oh, commentary, you're a bit slow, mate. I was just speaking to my audience about the Game 2 comeback, and now commentary's talking about it. They must be watching BKR Sport there on Channel 9. They must be watching it and listening to me. Second tackle now to 22. Jonas says, why would they pick Reece Robson? Who are you picking over him? Are you picking Apiso Kotowai-Sau? Who are you picking? Are you picking Kotowai-Sau? What's he really done to kind of prove himself over Robson? And I did question the Robson before the game started. I was fair in my analysis and said it's similar to you. But who were you selecting over Reece Robson? You can't just say, why would they pick Reece Robson without actually telling us, oh, that's not played, I don't think. But Queensland, that's going to be fit tackle now because that was 4 tackle. So Queensland with the ball at the 45, that'll be fit tackle. It worked out for Queensland because they're going to get a better opportunity. They're going to get a bit forward of an opportunity. Didn't just wax it up high into the air. Interesting decision, but sure. Hamiso, I think he let it bounce, and Edwards will be taken down to the 22. Kind of worked out there for Queensland quite well. Louise says, come on, New South Wales, we got this. Well, there's a long way to go, but it is looking a little bit dodgy at the moment. Brett the Tent has helped out a mathematical equation here of 2 plus 6 plus 6 equals 14 was the answer. If you were thinking 14 there, you were correct. It is 14. That's how it works. Thank you, Brett the Tent. But 10 minutes to go here. 30 minutes gone here of Game 3 to the decider. 10 minutes to go until halftime. Hit that like button and subscribe. Spencer Lenny was about to come onto the field. They go to the right side of Edwards. Then it gives it off to Zach Lomax. And Xavier Coates has done well on him today. Fit tackle. Oh, sorry, Shibasaki. Not Coates. That was Shibasaki with the tackle. Now, Nathan Cleary. I've not been a massive fan of the Blues kicking game here today. Told you, I do question the halves pairing. I do. I do say it. They can full well come back and win this game, but they still need to prove themselves on the Origin arena. When they are the halves partners, they have not won a great deal of the Origin arena of Luai and Cleary. Steve says, I won't be confident and happy unless we have a 3-try lead with 10 minutes to go. I still wouldn't be confident. Well, I'd be confident, but I wouldn't be content. Great offload from Queensland. Val Holmes has been incredible. Tom Dearden now, taking out to 33. Mate, it's a 50-50 shout at the player of the first half of Tom Dearden or Val Holmes. I think that try for Dearden just then probably takes him over the line and probably he's leading the battle right now, but Val Holmes has been incredible. And now Trent Loiero on fit tackle, he'll get the ball to the 50. This is the first half, Louise. There's still 50 minutes to go here of the game. 50 minutes to go. So Munster will just whack this ball down deep. Edwards there, but Kurt Catewell coming in for a tackle, and we'll slow him down before... you see Lindsay Collins and Shibasaki come through. Nice defense here from Shibasaki in the last couple of plays. New Zealand guys still Queensland, brother. I love it, but there's a long way to go in the game, mate. As a Titans fan and a Queensland fan from Game 2, is a long way to go. Spencer Leniu comes on the field. All right, give him the ball. Let's see him run it at Lindsay Collins. Let's see the battle again. Jordan says Maroons go all the way. Hopefully. Long way to go. 40-20 attempt here from Nathan Cleary, but that's not going to go anywhere close to the sideline there. And Hamiso will just pick this ball up at the 3, gives it off to Val Holmes, and Val will bring it back to about 13 metres out and doesn't get taken back, which is strong. Reggie Rock says New South Wales is rubbish. They're not coming back from this. Well, they nearly did in Game 2, mate, and it was by a lot more than this. It was by a lot more than this. Harry Grant gives it off to Robert Toya. Jeez, I've been impressed by Toya this series. Like, even if Queensland went on to lose this game, like, you've got to be impressed by Robert Toya. He's had a breakout season of epic proportions, whether it be for the Roosters or whether it be for Queensland. He's been really impressive to watch in Game 1, Game 2, and Game 3 against Latrell Mitchell. Latrell Mitchell is a dog, man. He's a great player. But yet, Toya has been so good. Catewell made a great line, but he'll be taken out to 45 on the blue side of the field. Harry Grant off to Munster. And now Munster will just whack that ball up. That's a great set from Queensland again. They've been so solid in this first half. And Brian Tuttle grabs it and takes it out to 15. They've really suffocated them so far. They've really suffocated them. They've done a really good job. Reggie Rock says, Game 2, the ref was man of the match and the weather was raining, which leads to mistakes today. Nothing going well for them. Well, surely you're not a Queensland fan complaining about the ref in Game 2. Third tackle here for the Blues at the 35. Now Luai gives it across here to Latrell Mitchell, and Toya knocks him down. He gets the offload away to Brian Tuttle and then gets it back to Reece Robson. Robson across here to Dylan Edwards, and Edwards now taken down to the halfway point. Kobe says, but the referee is bad, bro. In this game, what have you disagreed with? Besides the fact that there's been multiple forward passes the Blues haven't been called on, I don't know if I agree or disagree in regards to the offside call that led to the points for Queensland. But I'm happy for you to debate that one if you would like. And that's going to be Queensland ball, 15 metres out. That's very lucky they didn't knock it on or go over the sideline there. It's what I'm saying. If you think the referee's bad, what calls are you complaining about? And don't just say, oh, they're buddy offside, they're holding down, which is everyone's cop-out. Give me a specific instance that you were disagreeing with, because I can tell you about the 4 passes I disagree with from New South Wales. I can also tell you about the one for Queensland that I don't agree or disagree with because I didn't see it, which was the offside before the Xavier Coates try. Right inside, Tom Dearden, he nearly gets away, but great tackle there from Latrell Mitchell. 4 tackle at the 20. This is good defense from the Blues to keep the Maroons down here. Oh, jeez, Toya juggles it. But they'll be taken out at 21 on 5th tackle. 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go through the first half. And they give it to Munster, and they're in their own 20. Okay, that's an interesting kick selection, and I like it. I actually really like that from Munster. That gets a lot more distance there with the torp. And Edwards gets away from Dearden. They give it out to Brian To'o. Robert Toya. Good defense, Toya. Good defense to lock down Brian To'o before he could find some space. That was really strong defense from the Blues. They need to fire up a lot more. Second tackle here at the 45. And a replay says Lomax needs to start ankling. What do you mean? Ian says starting Latrell Mitchell ended the game before it even started. Oh, stop it. Reece Robson taken down at the 35, third tackle. There's no way you would select anybody else over Latrell. And Nathan cleared to Spencer Leniu, and that run wasn't it, lads. That was not it. 4th tackle here for the Blues at the 30. At least they are within attacking range. They're 30 metres out. They spread the ball out to the backhand side. Dylan Edwards, it hits Grassy McGrath, and Lomax knocks the ball on, baby. Give me that shit. Get it in my veins, baby. Get it in my veins, baby. It has not been going right for the Blues in the first half. So first tackle here for Queensland. They'll be at the 30. Edwards shot pass. Yeah, no, it wasn't. Yeah, Grassy McGrath has been having a decent game here for the Blues in the first half, sorry. Common themes this year, comebacks in the second half. Correct, Benny. I don't think this game is anywhere close to being over yet, mate. Like, I won't say this game is over until the final whistle is gone and Queensland's lifting the damn old trophy. I know too well than to go off too early, mate. That's why, if you guys remember, at halftime of game 2, I did tell you that even though Queensland were up 26-0, the game wasn't over because of the way that rugby league is nowadays. Oh, he's been held back there, referee. And now Hamiso brings the ball to the 35. Oh, I would challenge that for the holdback. Challenge it, referee. Challenge it, Queensland. Challenge that shit. Challenge it now. Challenge it now, Queensland. Ashley Klein. Munster wants to challenge the call. Thank you. This is going to be a penalty to Queensland, 100%. This is going to be a penalty to Queensland, 100%. This is going to be a penalty to Queensland, 100% here. Hamiso has been held back. Yep, they believe Reece Robson has held back Hamiso. We all saw it. We all saw it here. Because Hamiso was looking for the inside. Alexander says Lomax is rubbish. So many other options that go with him. Who would you select over him? Absolutely. Reece Robson's taken him there. Reece Robson's impacted him there. Reece Robson has gone from him right here. He's holding him right there. He's gone from him right there. That is a penalty. I don't even know why you're still looking at this. That is a penalty, Queensland. Look at him. Thank you. Penalty. Thank you. Penalty, Queensland. Denies Hamiso an opportunity to support the ball runner, and he would have been away too. So challenge successful. It's Queensland ball with the penalty. Don't know why you're booing New South Wales fans in the crowd. Don't know why you're booing. It's your own team there. Unless you're booing your own team, Reece Robson's ill-disciplined there. He clearly impacts Hamiso on the run through, and he would have been through. He would have been away. Foley says, come on, boys, up the Blues. Well, Queensland are going to get one final, not final, but there's 4 minutes to go here. An attacking opportunity to end the first half. Can they lead by a similar margin to what they did at the game 2 over there in Perth? Tom Dearden off to Lindsay Collins, and he's going to run this ball right in the middle and runs into Reece Robson. First tackle. So 3 errors from the Blues. Wow, Queensland are 100%. 17 from 17 complete sets in the first half. Hamiso underneath here to Ruben Cotter, and Cotter's going to be 10 metres away from the line. Second tackle, 3 minutes 45 to go the first half. That should have been 6 again. Harry Grant goes out to the left-hand side. Tom Dearden at second tackle. He'll give it out to Munster. Munster gives it off here to Shibasaki. Shibasaki cuts across. Shibasaki's still going here. He cuts it to Robert Toya. Toya steps, gets around Trell. Toya! Oh, 3 metres away from the line. Third tackle. 3.5 minutes to go. Harry Grant, he'll give it off to Dearden. Dearden then to Trent Loiero. Loiero gets away from Crichton, runs into Brian To'o, and he'll be taking out 5 metres out from the line. Fourth tackle. You need some big defence here, Blues. 3 minutes 16 to go the first half. NRL replays no way that's successful. You have no idea about rugby league if you didn't believe that was going to be successful. You have absolutely no idea about what you're talking about. Paddy Carrigan now 10 metres out. If you don't think that Reece Robson impacted that play, you have no idea about rugby league. Fifth tackle here, 10 metres away. Harry Grant gives off here to Munster. Munster puts that ball up into the corner here for Xavier Coates. Xavier Coates. It's going to be a dropout here. It's all right. Queensland will take it. It's going to be a dropout. It's going to be a dropout. Anyway, Alexander, not having to go at you, I'm genuinely intrigued. Who would you put over Zach Lomax on the wing? Because he was New South Wales' nearly best player last series, and game 1 he was solid. Game 2 I don't think he was awful. Kicking wise he was awful, but game 3 obviously he hasn't been spectacular today. Come on, Queensland. So the Blues are going to kick this ball down deep here. And Queensland will grab the ball here at the 40 on their own side of the field. Lindsay Collins, Wes Spencer, running to Spencer, Bushka. He runs it to Utuakamanu. And great post contact from Lindsay Collins. Oh, he's a hard worker, dude. He is a workhorse of a player, the old Lindsay Collins. Harry Grant gives it out to Paddy Carrigan, and Carrigan's going to be 25 metres out from the line. Come on. They roll this ball back to Harry Grant to Tommy Dearden. Dearden, short ball. Lindsay Collins tried the offload, but he couldn't get it. And it'll be 11 metres out, second tackle. He nearly got away himself. Harry Grant fakes it left, goes right. Tommy Dearden at the 10. He goes himself. Oh, 3 metres out. Dearden's been incredible. Fourth tackle. Harry Grant goes in himself, and he will. Oh, has he got it? Has he got it? Has he got it? He's got it! Queenslander, baby! 18-0 with a kick to come. New South, that in your fucking mouth, baby. Queensland under the post. 18-0 with a kick to come. Get that train going, baby. Get that train going. Choo-choo. You couldn't see because the post was in the way, but Harry Grant goes for a little dart from dummy half, and he will score underneath the post. The Queensland Maroons are about to be up 20-0 at halftime in Sydney. He fought for it, he fought for it, he fought for it, and he will score. It is about to be 20-0 to the damn well Maroons. Benny West says Grant's a hog. Well, he's a scoring hog, baby. He's got a hog, and he's just showing it to New South Wales right there. He's got a big hog, mate, and he's just showing it to New South Wales right there. Alexander says, reckon Kiraz, what do you think? I don't personally agree. I do think that you're being a little bit harsh here to Lomax, and I think that Lomax is an absolute knob off the field. But when it comes to, in the game, I do think it's a little bit harsh to Lomax. I think he was one of your best players in the New South Wales games last year. And whilst I don't think he's been at his primo best this year, I still think that for the most part he is going to get in. Now, Kiraz could absolutely come in and do a job, but I do think that it'd be harsh to be dropping Lomax for sure. David says, you reckon Harry Grant is the best hooker in the NRL? I think he usually is. I don't think he's been at his best for a little while now, but that is some really good stuff. Brent the Tent says, is the New South Wales score not working? So, Brent, I've got to let you know here. So, basically in rugby league, you actually need to put the ball over the line to get some points. They haven't done that yet. No, they haven't done that yet. Queensland have. The Blues have not done that yet. So that's why you're not seeing a score right now for the Blues. 20-0, Queensland. Ah! Fire it up, ladies and gentlemen. SU says, knock on. I don't even know what you're referring to. Don't know. Time to leave a course stadium. Queensland coming in hard, yeah, baby. Blues do need, oh, jeez. Blues do need Damien Cook in the centre slapper. It's a great idea, mate. You come up with some good ideas, and that's one of your best. That is one of your best. I reckon it's time to get Chad Townsend as a halfback. Paddy Carrigan to the 15. 12 seconds left in the first half. Again, guys, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. First tackle to the Maroons, now second, and they'll be 20 metres away. Mate, Harry Grant, what a hog, mate. There you go. Wow, give me 1 second here. And they're booing. What are you booing, Blues fans? You're not booing your own team, are you? Are you booing your own team? There is no way Blues fans just booed that. There is no way. If Blues fans have booed that because of Ashley Klein, you're off your rocker. Like, I get complaining about referees and whatnot, and I can understand a perspective where you complain about like an 8-0 penalty count, even though the 8 penalties were legit. It just, okay, Queensland might not have been perfect, but it claims that on the statistics. But there is no way that those Blues fans should be booing if they are booing the referee in that one. The Blues just weren't good enough in the first half. They just simply weren't. They just weren't. You're right, Brenton. The Knights fans booed their team down. No, sorry. Yeah, the Knights booed their team down 16-0 to Manly. Knights came back and won the game. Sharks did it. They came back and won the game. But I just think it's ridiculous. I hope that contextually, and I ask the Blues fans in the chat, I hope that you just recognise that, one, this game's not over yet. The second half in Game 2 was a 26-0 lead for Queensland, and it came back to 26-24. The Blues nearly came through in the end. This is in Sydney. Queensland are playing for a lot here, but at the end of the day, both teams are playing for a lot, but Queensland have also got the Munster situation as well. I've got to ask the Blues fans, surely you don't blame the referee for that half. That just simply wasn't that great from the Blues. They didn't come in with the same intensity. They didn't... What was I saying in the first 5 to 10 minutes of this game? I kept saying to you, this isn't feeling like an Origin in regards to the intensity, right? Like, it's been a strong game from Queensland, but it just didn't feel... It wasn't really feeling like the same ferocity in the first 10 minutes that you would expect from like the big hits, the big runs, the big smacks. We saw Val Holmes get a good whack of Liam Martin, but you know, where's Liam Martin been with his big hits? You know, where have these guys that you know are going to come in for a whack? Where have they been? That's my biggest question mark right now. It does not feel like the Blues have come to play in this game so far. Again, another 40 minutes to go. You never wipe the game out, but truly. Like, there's no way Blues fans can be complaining about the referee in that one. Steve's clearly not taking control. Firstly, halftime, guys. I'm going to read the stats in a second, but hit that like button, show some support for the channel, please. I appreciate you, and obviously subscribe if you're new around here. We're on our way. Well, we're on our way to 40k. We'll go with that. We're on our way to 40k. I reckon we'll get there by definitely the end of the season. So whack that subscribe button. We're live every single game. We've got the internationals and whatnot after the season finishes as well. But like, this is what I was saying before the game, son. I say this all the time, Steve. You know, Cleary not taking control. I said before the game, Cleary and Luai have not stood up at the Origin level. They have not done enough, and they have not been consistent enough at the Origin level together. At NRL, no one can debate it. They won 4 premierships in a row together. They've been in 5 grand finals in a row together. International, Luai led Samoa to World Cup final, and Cleary won the World Cup with Australia. But what have they done at Origin level? More often than not, they have lost the series together. More often, I don't think Nathan Cleary's won a Game 3 decider. So what's the go? You know, I know you need Nathan Cleary there. I know you do, but what's the go? Why is he not able to translate into Origin? I don't understand it. I do not understand it, because he is the best player nearly of all time in the NRL. Why can he not translate to Origin? Again, the second half still to play. We can change our mind, but based off of this right now, going backwards from right this second, he hasn't proven himself at Origin level. He hasn't. And Mitchell with the $10 donation says, if they're booing the ref, I give up on this state. It just wasn't good enough from New South Wales, man. It just wasn't. But I appreciate you for your $10 donation, Mitchell. Dasman says, you're right, we don't have any energy. Same with the crowd. If they have the energy to boo, where was the energy to try and get the team going? Absolute tools. I agree. I didn't hear a great deal of atmosphere at the game. Like, you can hear Queensland fans getting up and at them. Obviously, they're scoring. And I will say that it's hard to get an atmosphere going. Trust me, take my advice on this. It's hard to get an atmosphere going when your team's not winning and you're struggling. But that's when you need to be creating atmosphere. You know, this is in Sydney. You were able to win in Queensland last year. Was that because you had a point to prove? Was that because you loved going against the atmosphere? Like, would you have preferred this? Like, I don't know. I really don't know what happened just then. I really don't know. Damien says, I don't think New South Wales will come back in the second half. It's going to be 13 plus Queensland, 11-20 winning margin. Hey, listen, I hope so, mate. But we all saw what happened in Game 2. But anyway, guys, I'll get back to the chat in a second. Like I said, thumbs up, subscribe. It is halftime, 20-0 to Maroons. Now, I'm going to go through some of these team stats. A reminder, this is a guide. These will adjust slightly, but it's a guide to see where the teams are at, okay? So possession-wise is 57% to Queensland, 43% to New South Wales. Time of possession is a whopping 17 minutes 46 to Queensland and 12 minutes 51 to the Blues. That means that the ball has been in play a large portion of this game. In NRL games, you can see sometimes teams have 10 minutes and 12 minutes, or 11 minutes and 12 minutes. This has nearly 18 minutes and 13 minutes. That's a lot of time the ball's been in play. So the whistle actually isn't being used that much by Ashley Klein in this first half. Yes, I disagree. There was a few forward passes that weren't called from New South Wales. And yeah, sure, you may be able to disagree with the offside call against the Blues that I didn't see because the ball was going left, right, and centre. But at the end of the day, the whistle has not been in the mouth as much as we've seen in Game 2 and in Game 1. Blues fans complain about Game 2, Queensland fans complain about Game 1. That's kind of how it goes. But I'm glad to see that the chat here is kind of acknowledging from Blues side that wasn't the referee's fault. That just what the Blues weren't intense enough. They weren't up for it in the first half. Getting a long way to go. But first half, that's what we saw. Completion rate. Now, this is incredible. So this is showing Origin football here. So a completion rate of anything above 78, 80% is flatline. That's what you need to be hitting. Anything under that's not that great. 86% is very good completion rate from New South Wales. 86% is 13 from 15. They're not making many errors. 13 from 15 is fantastic. But Queensland are at 100%. Queensland through 22 sets, 7 more sets than New South Wales. They have completed 100% of their sets. They are 22 from 22. That is unheard of, especially at this level. It's incredible stuff there from Queensland, not making an error for their completion rate. So that is fantastic stuff at halftime there by the Maroons. And even from the Blues, like I know that the 100% really, negates that 86%, but damn well shit, man. 100% is just unbelievable. That is a perfect first half completion rate. All right, runs wise, 113 runs to the Queenslanders, 92 runs there for the Blues, which means there's a 21 run gap. Now there's 1,012 run meters there for the Maroons and 777 run meters there for the Blues. So 21 runs separating. So if the Blues got the ball at 113, what we try to achieve is 10 meters per run on average. So 21 runs, you put 10 meters per run, that's 210 meters. So if the Blues are getting the same amount of ball, it would be 777, 877, 977, 987 would be the run meters for the Blues if they had the same amount of ball. That is still about 20, 30 meters behind Queensland. So it's not too far separating if they both have the same ball. They're both doing a similar amount of numbers in the meters department, but obviously Queensland have had more ball and they are at the 1,012 to 777. And I tell you this because it does mean that New South Wales aren't completely out of it in regards to the run meters in the middle. They're just defensively capitulating in the individual aspects. 1,012 to 77 is a big gap. But when you equate it to 113 with the 10 meters per run across 21 runs, that would bring it up relatively close. Post-contact meters is 260 to Queensland, 221 there for the Blues, so it's pretty similar in that department as well. If you try and equate it, it's very difficult to equate similarities runs-wise with post-contact because post-contact there's no real solid metric to go by for each tackle. But with that being said, I would probably assume New South Wales would be there or just above Queensland, but it's really similar there. Line breaks is a 4-1 to Queensland, so they're dominating in regards to those individual lapses. Tackle breaks is 15 to 12, so it's a pretty regular stat line there. I'm really confused by what I'm about to read, but 15 to 12, Queensland tackle breaks, New South Wales tackle breaks, that is pretty normal. Average set distance. Now, this is really odd to me. But the way we do it, anything under 25 metres, at halftime, you cut the stream, you end the stream, it's pathetic. 25 to 30 is you wouldn't even spit at it. 30 to 35 is very underwhelming on an average set distance. 35 to 40 is average, it's what you aim for. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic. And 50 plus is perfect, unbelievable. New South Wales are at 51.82 average set distance. Did we watch the same first half? New South Wales were at 51.82 on the average set distance. I'm really confused by this. They are playing a perfect game, average set distance-wise. I'm really confused by this. But that's the stat. They're at 51.82, which is something to be, applauded. That's a very good average set distance. It's nearly a perfect average set distance. It's incredible. And Queensland's at 46.02, but that makes sense because they are up 20-0 right now. 46.02 is fantastic, unbelievable. That's really, really good when it comes to average set distance. They're at 46.02, which is on the lower end of the fantastic area. But they're at 46.02, whilst New South Wales at 51.82. So that's 5 metres on average more for the Blues. They're down 20-0, and they have less metres. Even when you equate it, they have less metres. But they've got less metres by a good portion as well. I'm really confused by that. But apparently the Blues are killing it in regards to the middle of the field. Average play the ball speed is 3.59 seconds here for the Blues, 3.72 seconds for Queensland. That's extremely slow for the Maroons. 3.72 is very slow play the ball. Game 2, we saw them at 2.89 at one stage. 2.89. They're a full second behind what they were doing in Game 2. They're at 3.72, really slow. And the Blues at 3.59 is pretty slow as well. That's very slow as well. It's what you would look average-wise be 3.40 to about 3.55. Maybe 3.60, but no, 3.55, 3.40 is kind of your average. Anything underneath that is very fast. Anything above that is quite slow. So both these teams are playing quite slow play the ball speeds, but Queensland is very slow. Offloads-wise is 12-5 to the Blues, so they're getting a lot more offloads here. Wow, Queensland have had 18 dummy passes. The Blues have had 0 dummy passes. That's crazy. That is crazy. Now, forced dropouts is 1 apiece. Kick defusal is 100% both teams. This is Origin footy, man. What? Damn, dude. Okay, this is why you don't read stats as a pure metric. This is why you do not look at stats and say that stats tell you everything in games. Let me remind you, the game score is 20-0 to the Maroons right now. We're about to go through effective tackle percentage. Now, effective tackle percentage, 88% to 90% is your flatline marker where you try to achieve, right? Anything above 90 is unbelievable. Anything under 88 is very questionable. Anything under 84 is disgusting, right? The Blues are at 90.77%. That's very good. That is a very good effective tackle percentage, which means that overall as a collective, they are doing very well defensively. These stats really aren't aligned with this game right now. 236 tackles made for 16 missed tackles and 8 ineffective. So that's 24 bad tackles in the first half with 236 tackles made. That is very good. That is very good. But that's really confusing. It is really confusing that they're down 20-0. And yet they've got a really, really good effective tackle percentage, which means that collectively they're pretty good, but individually they're making some mistakes. I don't know. Some of these stats really aren't aiming up. And then for Queensland, the team up 20-0 are at 83.92%. So they've made 167 tackles. They've missed 12, which is less, but they've also got 20 ineffective, which is an insane amount, mind you. So that's 32 bad tackles to Queensland, 24 bad tackles to New South Wales. That's a wild stat. For a team that's down 20-0 compared to a team that's up 20-0, for the team up 20-0 to be under 84% at 83.92%, that is awful. And the Blues above 90% is amazing at 90.77. Really, that's the wild stuff, man. Negative play is 3 errors to the Blues, 0 for Queensland, so they haven't made a single error. Penalties conceded is 3 penalties to the Blues, 2 to Queensland. So very even penalty count for you Blues fans out there who like to complain. And then 1 ruck infringement to... Also, you've won the penalty count in the first half. And 1 ruck infringement to 0 from the Blues. So to go over the stats here quickly at half-time, Queensland possession completion rate has been brilliant at 100%. They're more meters, even when you equate it. They've got more post-contact meters, but it's probably equaled out. They've got a slow play the ball speed, but the Blues are getting a fast one there. But the defense is just really odd, mate. That's odd. They are at 90.77%, which is incredible. And they're on 0 to 20. The team that is on 83.92% has conceded 0. The team that has conceded 20 is at 90.77. Yeah, wow. Interesting stats, man. These stats are really interesting. But those stats right there as well in regards to the negative play, the errors, penalties, conceded, ruck infringements, tells you everything you need to know. You have received... you haven't received more penalties. Penalties conceded, you've given away 1 more. But you have made 3 errors to 0. And that is where the game has been won right now for Queensland. That is the separator. And because Queensland aren't making errors, and that's why they've got a great, perfect completion rate. So anyway, guys, it is half time. Like I said, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Those stats, this is why you have to watch the game and read the stats and then push them together. Merge them together like a Balmain and West. Merge them together like a St. George and the buddy Illawarra Steelers. Because those stats will tell you that New South Wales should be up 20-0. But the game's telling you that it's up 20-0 Queensland. But all right, second half's soon to get underway. Here's a nice little Uno reverse card for your Blues fans. A little bit of an Uno reverse card if Queensland can hold out here in the second half. If they can hold out in the second half, the Queenslanders will do the old Uno reverse card from last year when the Blues were able to get the win in Queensland in Game 3. Give me 1 second here. Deary me. Brenton says Queensland offloads are hurting us. Well, sure. Yeah, that is absolutely correct. Yeah, offloading. Actually, offloads were more... well, Blues have got 12 offloads to Queensland's 5. It's a 7 gap in favour of the Blues there. They have offloaded 7 more times than Queensland. I don't necessarily disagree with you, though, because the Queensland offloads have been solid. Estelin says, up the Maroons from Papua New Guinea. Get around you. Get around you. Sonata says, retribution for Suncorp. Exactly right. The old Uno reverse card. Tasman says, up Western Australia. Day 1 fan. Don't give up yet, mate. We saw it happen in Game 2. And we know what rugby league's like nowadays. A lot of comebacks happen. With that being said, Queensland were able to hold out in Game 2. But 20-0 is a really strong scoreline. Has a strong scoreline. Ellie says, so you're telling me all he does is talk and not show the game? You see, you tell me you don't have a job? Jesse Hampson says that there was Lima, Yo, and Edwards, and against the try post, and they let a try in. Any other day, there's a try save. Lima? I'm not sure which one you're referring to. Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, tough work by Harry Grant. Yeah, that should have been saved. That should have been... There's no way Harry Grant should have get it, but that was... He worked hard for it, man. He worked hard for it. Tech Blitz's Laurie Dowley factor kicking in for New South Wales. Jared Farmoney says, just don't merge those stats like a Manly in North Sydney because that's not what you want. It's not what you want, Jared Farmoney. No. No. Pillar Scouts says Lomax is killing New South Wales right now. Reece Robinson's not been great. Lomax hasn't been fantastic. Nathan Cleary's been completely non-existent. I do think that Brian Tuttle was working hard. Luai's been pretty non-existent and made a mistake early on that led to 2 points for Queensland with that 7-tackle set that he kicked into. Payne Haas has been working hard. Liam Martin's been non-existent. Angus Crichton's been non-existent. It's been a bit disappointing from New South Wales so far, but the second half has started. Thumbs up and subscribe. We will go down for the last 40 minutes of State of Origin in 2025. Can Queensland win to return the trophy to Queensland and also win for a big one for Cameron Munster's family? Or can the Blues come back from a big deficit at home in Sydney to win the series for the second year in a row? Let us know in the chat. Third tackle now for the Blues. Let us know in the chat who you are supporting for this second half. And that's the first time I've heard a New South Wales chant. Good on him. That's the first time in the entire this game so far that I've heard a New South Wales chant. You would have heard about 74 Queenslander chants by this point in the game at Suncorp. Desmond says, Una reverse card doesn't mean shit if we actually score a try. Yeah, it does. Yes, it does, mate. Yes, it does. You know why? Because it means that we would have the trophy. So you can talk about try, no try, blah, this, blah, that, but I don't give a shit because we would have the trophy, son. Much Pressure says 41 more minutes to do the job, boys. 41 more minutes? Where's the extra 1 minute come from? 41 more minutes? Can we get a quick sniff job for the second half? Well, I can't do it for the second half, Brenton, but... we can get it during the second half, mate. Right at the beginning. Good run here from Val Holmes. He's been so good today. Considering that first and second game, he has been really impressive compared to his previous games. Robert Toyer, he'll bring it now out to the 40 on fourth tackle. Alan says, watching blindly. Oh, please. What? I don't know what he's saying. Manuel says, go to Maroons. Cody says, up the Blues. My Precious says, haven't heard Tommy Dearden's name. Very quiet. Tom Dearden's been incredible. Tom Dearden's been amazing. Tom Dearden was probably the man of the match in the first half. What? Sorry? Tom Dearden has been incredible. Scored a try. Has been brilliant on defense. He's locked down Jerome Luai very quickly. Tom Dearden was probably Queensland's best player in the first half. All right, Lomax now. He'll bring the ball out to the 25 on second tackle. Yeah, Daz, mate, there you go. Cleary would be 0-4 in Game 3s if he loses. This is what I'm saying. And you can't deny Nathan Cleary at NRL level. You can still question in regards to international level, but again, he's given everything there. Here at Origin, you can question it. So fourth tackle now for the Blues at the 45. 38 minutes to go of Origin 2025. Robson, he'll bring it to the 45 on the Queensland side of the field. The Blues look like they are more up for this second half than they were in the first half for sure. And now it will be Xavier Coates who grabs this ball and taken down to the 15. Desmond says, Dearden scored. Are your eyes painting on? Yeah, I don't know how someone's having a go at Tommy Dearden. He was incredible in the first half, man. So Gehemar Shibasaki brings up the 15. That's the first time the poll has switched over to Queensland all day today so far. We have 7,611 votes already. Damn, we've had a big stream here, lads. This is probably going to be the biggest stream on BKR Sport history. I think for Game 2 and Game 1, we hit about 9,500 or 10,000 votes across the game. And we've got about 90,000, 100,000 viewers. So that's already basically there, and we've just gone past half time. 37 minutes to go here of the game, and Harry Grant at the 40. He gives it to Tommy Dearden, and Dearden's going to whack this ball straight up the hey diddle, and that's in the field of play. It's actually a great kick there. And Edwards is going to bring it back to about the 15 to the 20. He's away here. He's away. Oh, tripped up. Wow. What a trip up by Robert Toy. Otherwise, he was away. Tech Police says, take Cleary off and put in Jesse Southwell. Jesse Southwell. Get around a second tackle. Bring Jamie Chapman on, you know. I think Blues needed Jamie Chapman in the centres instead of Trell. So third tackle now for the Blues. And they are 45 metres out here from their own line. Hey, give it to Isaiah Yo. And Isaiah Yo, I disagree with that run, man. I think you should have spread that to a little bit more to the right. Fourth tackle. And now they go to Utukamanu, then to Nathan Cleary. Cleary off to Jerome Luai. Luai gives it off to Latrell. And Latrell here, oh, that's Toya with a great tackle. But he gets the offload away, and Jerome Luai taking down the 30. I tell you what, man. Like, Robert Toya has been so good against Latrell Mitchell this series. And Nathan Cleary puts it up. Yes, Hamiso with the grab at the 15. Hamiso Tabuafadobe with a great grab. And what's happening here? Why? Get the whistle out your mouth, Ashley. There was no need for you to even tell him to go back onto the mark there. He was on the mark. He didn't even walk backwards. New Zealand guys, 40 minutes to see the frauds. 35 minutes to go here in the game, man. And right now, it's looking real leery. But one try for the Blues will bring it right back on. There's a long way to go. One try for the Blues would bring it right back on. Third tackle. It's what we saw in Game 2. Gehemar Shibasaki to the 20. This is good defensive intensity for the Blues. We didn't see it in the first half. Tasman says, could we get Luai off and find Jack Cogger? Only way Cleary can pull off a comeback at a core in a big game. Suck one, Broncos fans watching. Broncos fans have just had a heart attack listening to what you just said. Reminded of the 2023 Grand Final. And Tom Dearden, he will whack that to about 7-8 metres away from the Blues line. And Edwards now, good field position here for the Blues. Munster aims up on Edwards and smacks him at the 33. Jerome Luai now, who got Zach Lomax, and Lomax will bring this ball out here to the 40 on second tackle. JFR Money says, Robert Toya had so much pressure before Game 1 and has been solid for a first series and will only get better. He's been one of the players of the series for Queensland, in my personal opinion. Oh, close to 4, but it was fine. Jerome Luai now will be the 47 on Queensland side of the field. Time since last stoppage, half time. This game, Ashley Klein is keeping the whistle out of his mouth for the most part. 4 tackled here at the 40. Nathan Cleary rolls it back. Robson with a strong run here to the 25 now. Fit tackle. They are getting a bit of momentum, man. I'm telling you, if Blues can score a try, they are still in the game. Nathan Cleary. And Hamiso coming through. I think that's going to be a knock-on from Hamiso. And no, it's going to be fit tackle, is it? No, it's going to be a penalty to... It's a New South Wales penalty. What? What's the penalty for? What's the penalty for, Klein? So this is a great opportunity for the Blues to come back into the game here, but where's... What? What? Ashley? Offside at marker. Okay, well, anyway, I didn't see it, but sure, there you go. Well, if the Blues score here, you can't complain about whatever happened in the first half. So first tackle here for the Blues at the 11. This is a huge set here for the Blues. They did it Game 2. Can they do a Game 3? Utukamanu, 5 metres out. 5 metres out. Robson gives it to Nathan Cleary. Cleary to Luai. Luai nearly gets away, but Cotto wraps him up before he gets it. Robson goes in himself here. He's had a strong second half start. He's close. He's held up. 4th tackle, half a metre short. Centimetres short. Dylan Edwards out the back into Nathan Cleary. Cleary now. He'll give it to Stephen Crichton. Not a great tackle this one. Crichton will be taken down 10 metres out. Good run-up defence there. They really aimed up in defence, Queensland. All right, fit tackle, 10 metres away. Robson off to Nathan Cleary. Nathan Cleary, Jerome Luai. Luai, short ball, Crichton. Great defence, Queensland! Great defence, Queensland! Oh my gosh, I thought Crichton was through, dude. I thought Crichton was through for all money. I thought Crichton scored a try for all money just then. Wow. Wow, that was great defence. Oh, Robert Toya again with a great trip up of Crichton. Dude, Toya has been great this series, mate. You've got to take your hat off to Billy Slater for finding him. And Shibasaki's held his own here in this game 3 as well. With Cherry Evans, like this series would have been done in game 2. I'm telling you, Billy has had a masterclass. Even if Queensland were to fall apart, like I'm telling you, Billy's had a masterclass this year. Third tackle at the 20, and Harry Grant at Shibasaki, and Shibasaki at the 30. Lucas says Toya's really good at clipping ankles. Toya is just really good, but you're right. Trent Loyero, he gets away from a missed tackle from Reece Robson. Robson's been solid on the attack, though, in this second half so far. Fair tackle, Tom Dearden. He will just kick that ball down into the corner. And Brian To'o grabs it about 8 metres out. Wow, Robson's made 41 tackles. So attacking-wise, he's got a lot left to be desired. But defensively, 41 tackles is incredible here just after half-time. Yeah, I'm surprised Hudson Young hasn't come on the field. Hudson Young has not been used by Fred. And Latrell Mitchell, he's been threatening to break away for a little bit now. Hasn't been able to do it just yet, though. He's got up and ball planted. They're going to call a penalty here. Oh, I'd argue a ball plant, but sure. Okay, it's going to be a penalty to the Blues here. I'd argue a ball plant, but sure. Let's have a look at this again. Collins. Hello? That's called a ball plant and an incorrect play the ball in every single NRL game. Yeah, exactly right. Commentary's talking about it right now. That has been called a ball plant and an error from the team with the ball every single NRL game. All right, so first tackle now of the Blues at 35. I've got to disagree with that call, man. It's like, just be consistent. I'm happy to be called if that's what you call, but that's not what they usually call. Yeah, exactly right, Lorenzo. It shouldn't have been a penalty. So the Blues now, Robson off to Nathan Cleary. Nathan Cleary gives it off to Isaiah Yeo, and Isaiah Yeo will be taken down 20 metres after the line. Third tackle. 50 minutes gone here in the Origin side of 30 minutes to go here of the game, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. We're live for every single game. Angus Crichton on 4th tackle. He'll be 13 metres away from the line. Lucas says, how has Klein had all 3 games? Astonishing. Astonishing that he's called that just then. Robson goes out to the right side of Nathan Cleary. Cleary off to Crichton. Oh, knock her on! Shut your bald mouth, Ashley Klein, you dog shit referee. First tackle for Queensland. Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie, Baldy. Xavier Coates now taken down to the 10. Brent Nesley says Edwards is at a shocker. Edwards not been spectacular today. Shut your bull mouth, Ashley Klein. 4 errors to the Blues, 0 to Queensland. They still haven't made a mistake yet, Queensland. Tino with a strong run here gets his ball to the 25. That's what you want to see. That's why I want him to be a front row forward at the Gold Coast Titans, not a 13. I just think that's what his job is. Run the ball hard and just whack into the opposition. Now, Lindsay Collins does it himself, and he'll bring this ball outside the 30 to about 33 metres out for tackle. 30 minutes to go here. Squeaky bum time coming up. Dreaming X-Star says that sounded personal. Mate, it is personal. I've had to sit here and stream for you guys, stream here all season long, and watch this bald man in the middle make call after call after call that you've got to disagree with, whether it's for New South Wales or Queensland. Like, it's ridiculous. The first half was refereed relatively well. Yes, there was a couple of forward passes that should have been called for New South Wales, but I moved past it. This second half, that is astonishing. It is astonishing that he's called that when that is always, every single game. We watch every single NRL game here on the channel. It's astonishing that he's called completely against what they usually call in every NRL game. Good run up there by Munster, but Lomax gets away from a couple of tackles. That was good. Great stuff from Zach Lomax. That was really good. Lucas says, Critter killed Shibasaki in the first 10. They haven't gone back to it. Makes no sense. Correct. You're right. Yeah, the first 10, they were killing down that side. Him and Xavier Coates. All right, Munster, you've got to cut across there. You've got to cut across. Oh, Xavier Coates. Good rush-up defense there. And Shibasaki with the follow-up there. Beautiful teamwork by Shibasaki and Xavier Coates. Stephen Crichton. That was a slow play the ball, and they nearly were able to steal it, Queensland. But Dylan Edwards now at the 50, and now Payne Haas, and Payne Haas will be at the 50 as well. Fit tackle. You can't hate on Payne Haas's work rate today. He's really given it a crack, man. It hasn't necessarily gone to plan, but he's really given it a crack. Now Hamiso will grab this ball at the 10, and he'll pass this ball across to Xavier Coates for the run back, and he'll bring it out to the 22 on first tackle. Tyree says, I really hope these experts stop putting Cleary in the immortal conversation. I know he's done wonders in the NRL, but not yet on the bigger stage. Tyrese, I agree with you. I always say, and I will always maintain, I will never, ever call someone, I will never say immortal, I will never judge a player, compare a player realistically long-term until their career is done. You have to wait until their career is done. There's a long way to go. You can always say that he's one of the best players in the NRL now because he's won 4 premierships in a row and been in 5 grand finals. But you do have to wait, especially immortalization. There's so many guys we've got to put in first. You know, there's so many dudes that you know, should be getting in well and truly beforehand. But, you know, everyone wants to talk about Cleary, and I get it. It's the now thing. But he's got a long way to go in his career. And for me, he has to dominate the Origin arena because he has not done it. He has not done it yet. He has dominated the NRL. He hasn't dominated the international yet, but he's just kind of kicking on there and starting there. But he should dominate the international because it realistically is completely there for him. Australia, the best team of all time ever. But he has to dominate the Origin arena, otherwise he can't be immortal. So the Blues, and if you guys would like to debate it in the chat, please feel free. There's a difference between Origin and NRL. And now the Blues will beat the 45 on fit tackle. Make money with Wolves says Ashley should be immortal. Mate, you're lucky you don't get time. You're lucky I don't time you out myself. I don't do the timeouts here on the channel, but I want to time you out just for that comment itself. But I won't do it. I'll be a nice, compassionate man. Oh, Blues will get the bounce here. Blues will get the bounce here. Connor Watson, he spreads it out to Jerome Luai. Luai steps. He goes out to Latrell Mitchell. Latrell Mitchell, he'll flick it across to Brian Oh, he's throwing the ball back on the inside. Queensland get the ball. It's okay. A dropout. It's okay. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. That was actually really good stuff there from the Blues. Just throw the ball around. Queensland shouldn't let that ball bounce, but it bounces to the Blues, and they nearly score in the corner, but Queensland are able to take the ball over the sideline. Is it Dearden who follows through here? I didn't even know Brian Toto was out there, by the way. I couldn't actually see him on my screen. But Dearden with a try-saver and a half, dude. Oh, he did keep his feet in bounds, though. Well done, Brian Toto, keeping your feet in bounds, but well done, Cotter, following up after as well. Really well done there by Cotter to follow up the play so that it wasn't going to be a try. But Brian Toto, smart thinking, getting that ball back inside. Great defense from Tom Dearden. 26 minutes to go here in the game. Lucas says, am I the only one who feels like he takes a backward step in Origin in the sense of when playing for Penrith, he takes full control, whereas in Origin, he lets other players take the lead? Don't disagree with you. Where he should be the one taking the lead. Dylan Edwards grabs his ball here at the 25. It'll be first tackle here for the Blues. They have to get a move on, man. They're down by over 3 scores. They have to get a move on. I know there's 26 minutes to go. There is a long way to go. 6 again. That's the first 6 again of the game. I think that's the first 6 again of the game. Or maybe the second. There hasn't been many 6 agains in this game at all. Nathan Cleary now. He'll get the ball to Isaiah Yeo, and Isaiah Yeo will be 13 metres away from the line. Second tackle. That's a ball plant. That's a fucking ball plant, Ashley Klein. You call it a ball plant in every single game in the NRL. How are you blaming that on Queensland? You call that a ball plant every single game in the NRL that we complain about. And now in the biggest game in Origin, you keep calling it a penalty. Why is there a difference between the officiating levels there in the NRL to the Origin right now? Well, that's not a good play. The ball. Okay, I'm gonna flip out at Ashley Klein, mate. I'm gonna flip out. Flip out, mate. My team's up 20-0 and I'm flipping out. This guy's so bald. So bald. 5 metres out. Out to Hudson Young. Hudson Young, Nathan Cleary. Clear to Luai. Latrell Mitchell. Brian Toto has to cut back inside. Great defence there from Robert Toya. That's great defence from Robert Toya. And also great defence from Queensland on the scramble. Third tackle now. 2 metres away here from the line. Brian Toto rolls it back into Angus Crichton. Crichton off the Luai. Knock on. No, he gets the ball away. Oh, no. There's broken down play. Broken down play here. Broken down play here. Broken down play. Broken down play. Broken down play. Broken down play. Get him over. No, he's going to score. Fuck you, Ashley Klein. 20-4 here with a kick to come. 20-4 with the kick to come. The Blues will score on the right-hand side. Broken down play. They will score. Oh, Ashley Klein really grinds my gears, dude. That guy really grinds my gears. Every single time, that is called a ball plant in the NRL. That is on the responsibility of the attacker to get to their feet and play the ball properly. Now we've seen 2 penalties in the last 5 minutes that have gone completely against what we see at the NRL level, here in the Origin level, and they've now scored on the back of it. So I don't want to hear nothing about the complaint from that offside call in the first half. This is a big kick here as well. I don't want to hear nothing about, I don't want to hear absolutely nothing about that offside call in the first half, because that right here has come off the back of Ashley Klein calling something completely opposite to what we get told in the NRL week in, week out. But the Blues will score to the right-hand side. And this is what happened in the second half of Game 2, man. So don't think this game is over. Brenton says, let's go, Critter. New Zealand guy says, well, 20-0 has New South Wales come back from that. Well, they came back from 26-0 down, but they lost 26-24, so maybe, well, not on the technical standpoint to come back to win, but they did come back from 26-0 down and scored 24 points. So that is more points than 20. That is more points than 20. But the problem here is, as we've just seen from Chocky's, oh no, now we've got a kick. That is a problem for the New South Wales Blues in the first couple of games. Zach Lomax is your kicker tonight. Can't believe we've had to wait 60 minutes to find that out. But Zach Lomax is your kicker. He was 2 from 5 in Origin Game 2, and you did lose the game based off of those missed kicks. He is normally a good kicker unless he's playing on the right-hand side field at Seabus Super Stadium going north. Zach Lomax from the right-hand side. It's a big kick to bring it within 14. It's 16 points right now, and he will get the kick. So Lomax does get the kick from the sideline. It is 20-6 here with 22 minutes to go here of the game. Game is on. Ben says, don't swear. Mate, I will swear at Ashley Klein, mate. Fiona says, I don't usually swear on this channel, but Origin gets it out of you, mate. Origin gets it out of you. Like, at the end of the day, man, I know you're watching, and we've got heaps of people here watching and enjoying and all that, but you got to remember, I am a passionate fan just like you. So, like, I will sometimes, as much as I try my best to maintain and compose and control, at the end of the day, I am passionate, and I do love this game of rugby league. That's why I watch every single game. So you will see in tense moments and crazy moments, you will see, like, you know, shit go down. Like, sometimes I will swear, man. I apologise for it, but it will happen. Fairness is, bro, I'm a New South Wales Blues fan, but I agree with you. Ashley Klein's one of the stupid ref. Exactly right. Phaeton says, my prediction, New South Wales 16, Queensland 26. I hope so, man. I hope Queensland can score again, because right now 14 points is a lot to go. A lot to go. Copton says, go to Maroons, watch and support all the way from Papua New Guinea. Get around here in Papua New Guinea, man. Get around here in Papua New Guinea. Exactly right, Dreaming X-Stars. All right, so the Blues, Brian To'o, he'll grab the ball 3 metres out and he'll bring it out to the 13. He says it's going to be a stressful last 22 minutes, especially if the Blues can score before in the next 7 minutes or so and bring it back within 2 tries with about 15 minutes to go. There's no way Queensland finishes 100% completion, surely. Mate, completion-wise, they have been really incredible. Payne Haas now, he'll be taken down to the 24. Third tackle here at the 25. Brian meters gained, 176. Dylan Edwards, meters gained, 175. Good on him. Paddy Carrigan, 144. Off the bench, Paddy Carrigan, that's monumental. Off the bench for Paddy Carrigan, 144 metres is really good stuff. Fifth tackle now for the Blues. At the 40, Connor Watson gets up, gives it to Dylan Edwards. They give it to Nathan Cleary. And a pretty basic kick there from Cleary that's going to set up Hamisa Tabuai-Fidow, and he'll get away from Liam Martin. Liam Martin's been a non-factor here tonight for mine. And, well, that's going to be a penalty. That's going to be a penalty, referee. You called held fight. Oh, Klein, dude. Oh, get him back into it, Klein. Come on. Queensland now at the 30. Get him back into it, Klein. You know you want to. You know you want to. Out to Shibasaki, and Shibasaki now. He'll bring it out to the 35. Yeah, Jay Olivia Dazzle, someone, can you please deal with that in the chat? It's a bit weird. Clean lyrics for you says, yeah, it's bad to swear, but I guess especially at the ball guy, it just comes out. It just comes out, clean lyrics for you. There's no clean lyrics for me today. Thank you, Jay, for knowing what I was talking about. Tino now, he'll bring this ball out of the halfway point. It'll be fit tackle. Mate Money with Wool says, hello from Port Moresby. Get around here, Port Moresby. We always have a lot of people watching from Papua New Guinea, so we appreciate you guys over there. Now, Cameron Munster, he'll wait that ball up. Hamiso chasing through nicely. And he'll tackle Edwards at the 13. You need to see those effort plays right now from Queensland. They can't get too tired. They can't get complacent. They need to be up and at him. They need to keep going into him. And that's exactly the kind of play you want to see from Hamiso, especially considering that he had a real rough one go against him in that second game. That's passed into him. Oh, my gosh. They're going to call a Blues. They're going to call a Blues penalty. Yeah, no shit, we haven't seen this penalty for a long time, commentary. You know why? Because every time it gets called, they say the ball has been passed deliberately into him and it's just play on. You know, the dummy halves can't pass it into him. Holy shit, commentary gets it. I get it. We all get it. Ashley Klein wants this game to be a close game. Oh my gosh, dude. Blues now 40 metres out. When you pass the ball into the player there, that is play on. So Isaiah Yo now is 30 metres out here from the line. All right, so second tackle here for the Blues. They're 25 metres away. They go to Connor Watson. He'll go to Nathan Cleary. Cleary to Edwards, and great defence there from Gehama Shibasaki. And smashes Edwards to the 24, third tackle. I know, Daz, mate. No way did they call that. It's crazy, dude. Obviously, they want this game to be a tight one, and it is. It's going to be a tight one. We're all tight right now, mate. 4 tackle here, 20 metres out. Payne Haas. 4 tackle. Now give it to Jerome Luai. Luai steps. He'll give it to Latrell Mitchell. Latrell Mitchell. Take him over the sideline. Take him over the sideline. Take him over the sideline. No, he's close though. 1 metre. What's he doing? He's throwing himself over the sideline. He's throwing himself. He's throwing himself. He's going to let him play it. Are you fucking serious? Ashley Klein, sorry for swearing. Are you serious? Hamisa's going to knock that dead. Ashley Klein, you are a disgrace. You are a disgrace to rugby league, Ashley Klein. He has thrown himself over the sideline. On what planet are you allowing that to play on? You either call that as a penalty against Queensland, or you say that that is Queensland ball at the 10. Look at him. He's rolled over the sideline. On what planet is Ashley Klein not calling something there? You can't just say play the ball. He made the decision to roll over the sideline just then because he wanted to try and get the penalty. That's absolutely insane that Ashley Klein has just said that that's fine. That's absolutely insane. Because if he gets up, plays the ball, and puts his foot over the sideline, then that's out. How on earth do you call that? Oh, dude. First tackle here. Oh, Ashley Klein's a disgrace, dude. 22 metres. How this guy has a job? How this guy has a job is beyond me. Payne Haas now is 33 metres away from the line, second tackle. Sean says it was held before he went over. Mate, it has nothing to do with it. If he goes over the sideline, you call a penalty because Queensland are pushing him over the sideline after the tackle's been called held, or you say because New South Wales have milked it, that is Queensland ball at 10. It has nothing to do with what you've just said. It has nothing to do with it. He's gone over the sideline. That's dead right there. So you have to make a call. And Queensland clearly didn't push him over the sideline. Payne Haas now gets the off-the-way third tackle at 25. I don't know what that argument is. I understand that's what Ashley Klein's called, but this guy's balled. 4 tackle now at the 20. Right-hand side, Nathan Cleary steps inside. He'll be taken down 13 metres out from the line. Come on, Queensland, hold out. 18 minutes to go here. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Hudson Young kicks it through. I don't know if that's knock on. 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 He said knock back. And Brian Tuttle's still got the ball here. Oh, Klein. Oh, he hasn't called knock on. He hasn't called knock on. He hasn't called knock on. I might lose my mind. I might lose my mind. Oh, shut your mouth, Blues fans complaining. Oh, my gosh. Oh, challenge it and show us the knock on. Oh, yeah, Biffo. Yeah, this is getting tense now. 17.5 minutes. Oh, dude, this is Origin, though, lads. I will say, 18 minutes to go here, guys. Thumbs up, subscribe. There is a challenge coming from the Blues here. You will see a very passionate side to me here. As I know you guys are very passionate, please understand that anything can happen. So, don't hold it against me, but, we watch every game of rugby league here, man, so we're purely invested, mate. Oh, dude, Ashley Klein pisses me right off, dude. You can't tell me that all these calls are going one team's way who were down 20-0. And that's not played at there. That is not played at by Ruben Cotter. Thank you very much, Bunker, for having a sense of clue. You bastard bitch. And then Hudson Young. Oh, and you didn't call that as a knock-on. You're off your rocker, Ashley Klein. Yeah, no shit. Hudson Young pulls the ball forward. Oh, man. Well done, Bunker. Well done, Bunker. Well done, Bunker. Stop letting Ashley Klein referee Origin games. Stop letting Ashley Klein referee Origin games. It's a knock-on against the Blues for a knock-on against Hudson Young. Stop letting Ashley Klein referee Origin games. The guy is a clown, dude. He's a clown. There is no one who can tell me he's not trying to get the Blues actively back into this game. Oh, dude. Well, try something that says Ashley Klein ruining Origin once again. Well, it's not that he's ruining it, because ultimately we want to see a close game, but he's just full of shit because he's making ridiculous calls that we can all see. The one over the sideline will baffle me until I die. That'll baffle me until the day I die, that no call over the sideline. Harry Grant gives it off to Munster, and Munster's 45 metres out from his own line, 4 tackle. Fiona says, I'm enjoying your commentary instead of the game. Appreciate you, Fiona. We get pretty passionate here. Tino now, he'll be 45 metres away here from the Blues line. I'm really looking forward to the internationals that will be streaming at the end of the season, obviously after the NRL finals. That'll be great. We do stream every single NRL game here, so this weekend will be ripper. Comment in the chat right now, guys. Who do you have winning from here? Can the Blues get back into the game and win it with 16.5 minutes to go, down by 14, or will Queensland hold out despite the devil in the middle, Ashley Klein? Nova says, come on, Queensland. Comment in the chat, guys. Try Tom Dennis says Ashley Klein's the biggest heel in the NRL. Yeah, but he's not a likeable heel. Second tackle here for the Blues at the 22. Lorenzo says, did he ref the all series? Why? There should be a different referee for every game. I agree with you. But yes, he did referee every single game. Queensland complained game 1, New South Wales complained game 2, and this game, Queensland are up by 20 or 14 now. Latrell Mitchell to Brian Tottle down the left-hand side. Brian Tottle down the left-hand side at the 50, at the 40, and great. Tom Dearden has to be man of the match if Queensland win. If Queensland win, Tom Dearden has to be man of the match. Jerome Luai at the 30. He'll pass the ball to Grassy McGrath. Nathan Cleary now passes the ball over the top to Stephen Crichton. Crichton here at the 30. He kicks this ball into the corner. Go dead, 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 go dead. Oh, Xavier Coates going to have to go out of the in-goal. Get out, Xavier. Get out, Xavier. Get out, Xavier. Get out, Xavier. Oh, it's beautiful from Xavier Coates. That's lazy from the Blues. That's lazy from the Blues. That was so close to going over dead. It stays in by 1 metre. And then Xavier Coates, that's a high tackle. That's a high tackle. No, he hasn't called it. That stays in, and Xavier Coates finds a way to get out of the in-goal. Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow now third tackle at the 15. Maxon says, love your passionate commentating. Appreciate you, Maxon, mate. Harry Grant goes to Josh Papali'i, and Papali'i will be at the 25. Good run, Big Papa. Good run. Canberra Raiders legend. Fourth tackle now. Harry Grant gives it to Kurt Mann with a fantastic run to the 40. Wow, that was a really strong run from Kurt Mann. Now Harry Grant to Tom Dearden. Dearden's going to dink this one down into the right corner where... Is that a 40-20? No. Oh, Dylan Edwards nearly let it bounce. I don't know if it was 40-20 or his foot was just past it, but Edwards picks it up at the 15 and will get taken about 7-8 metres out. Yeah, exactly right, Daz. You should be angry about that if you're a New South Wales fan. What was that kick chase? New South Wales should have been chasing that kick much more. That was ridiculous. So second tackle now for the Blues, and they are 25 metres away from their own line. Connor Watson and Nathan Cleary. He needs to step up here, Nathan. This is where he needs to step up. He's done it at this time of the game in a grand final before against the Broncos. Can he step up against Queensland at the same stadium with 14 minutes to go of the game? Fourth tackle now for the Blues, Liam Martin. He'll roll it back now to Connor Watson. Liam, we can literally see you holding on to him. Oh my gosh, Liam Martin, you are an idiot. Fifth tackle now to 42. Connor Watson and Jerome Luai. And now Luai, he'll whack that ball up high. This is a good kick because it's a good area here for the Blues to chase it through. Hamiso, that's knocked back from the Blues. And Queensland get a Harry Grant. 14 minutes, lads. Come on. Against all odds, do the Uno reverse card. Give him the old Uno reverse card, baby. Give him the old Uno reverse card. Kurt Catewell now 23 metres away from the line. Second tackle. Yeah, please don't spam in the chat, guys. Please don't spam in the chat. Nathan Bailey says, thank you, bro. I wouldn't have been able to see this game. I'm always live for every rugby league game, mate. So we'll see you as well when your team's on. Xavier Coates now to the 30, and it'll be third tackle. 13 minutes and 40 seconds to go here the second half. My hands are actually sweaty right now, lads. My hands are actually sweaty. Lindsay Collins with a strong run to the 40 on fourth tackle. Lorenzo says they're not going to use Nene. Well, yeah, Hudson Young's only just come on for the Blues, and on it, yeah, I would bring... Oh, Nene's not great defensively, mate, and this is a game we just need to hold out defensively right now. Munster now, we'll put that down to the left corner, but Dylan Edwards will be waiting for it at the 10. Good, solid line there from Queensland. No one rushing out, and it's a good, solid line, and Dearden with a strong tackle. Tom Dearden is your man of the match, lads. If Queensland win this game, Tom Dearden is your man of the match. There is no debating it. There is no questioning it. Tom Dearden has been fantastic defensively. He has scored a try. He's been great attacking-wise. Tom Dearden has been incredible in Game 3. This has been the best game that I've watched him play. Jerome Luai, he'll go to the left-hand side on second tackle, and they'll bring this ball out here to the 30 to Angus Crichton. 35 metres out, third tackle. That says at least we scored a try at home ground and a decider. Yeah, but you still lost, maybe. Spencer Leniu gets his ball here to the 54. Tackle, now to the 45. Good post contact there from Spence. Good post contact. Fourth tackle. Wait till the ball is out of is stopped, Olivia. Then I will. Nathan Cleary at the back now, and Xavier Coates ran out of the line, but that was great defense. I don't know what Zach Lomax. Oh, he's lost the ball. Zach, you loser, dude. Zach with the knock on, baby. Give me that ball. Give me that ball. 12 minutes 20 to go. He's zero tackle for Queensland after the tax man. Maybe focus more on your taxes, buddy, rather than holding the ball. Oh, wait, no, that's what he does. First tackle here. Out the 35, taxman, dropping the ball. This is what we're used to with Zach Lomax, taxman, second tackle now at the 45. They give it out to Munster. Munster gives it to Tom Dearden. Dearden at the back now to Hamiso. Hamiso at the 50. He gives it off to Robert Toya. Toya steps, gets it past, gives it off to Gross. Oh, that's going to be grabbed by Brian Tottle, but he stays in bounds. It was actually nice work there from Brian Tottle. First tackle for the Blues at the 35. Queensland don't need to be chancing the arms right now. They don't need to be chancing the arm. Fiona says, losing hope already. I can feel Queensland won already. New South Wales are so gone. Never give up on your team, Fiona. Never give up on your team. By the way, complete sets. That was the first incomplete set that Queensland have had all night tonight. Oh, jeez. Great grab from Hudson Young. How he didn't lose that ball just then was amazing. And then he drops the ball. That's a forward pass from Payne Haas. Sorry. Oh, Ashley Klein is something, mate. He's something. He's something. He's something. Oh, he's something. Oh, Ashley Klein's something, dude. How many forward passes have we seen from the Blues tonight? That's insane. Payne Haas has not been... Exactly right, Lucas. The forward passes don't exist in Origin. Ashley Klein. Oh, he's something, dude. Forward tackle now with the Blues at the halfway point. They give it off to Isaiah Yo. Isaiah Yo to Jerome Luai. Luai at the back now, Dylan Edwards. Edwards now gives it across to Latrell. That's forward. That's forward. That's forward. That's forward. Thank you. Oh, Ashley Klein. Oh, my gosh. Forward passes exist, guys. Do you know that forward passes exist? If they had have allowed that to play on, I might have lost my mind. If they didn't call that as a forward pass, I think I would have lost my shit. I would have lost it, dude. Yeah, Val Holmes, get into him. I would have lost my mind if they didn't call that as a forward pass. Home to the place I belong, Queensland. Great song choice right now, New South Wales. Play it again. 10 minutes to go of Game 3. The decider in Sydney. Queensland lead 20 points to 6. Hit that like button, guys. Support the channel. Subscribe if you are new around here. We're live for every single rugby league game. But right now, Queensland, it would be a miracle if the Blues can come back from this one right now, but there is time for him. Nathan Cleary to Hamiso. If Queensland can score again, I would say that would be game over. Third tackle now for Queensland. They're going to be 40 metres out. Ruel says, come on, the Blues, viewer from Papua New Guinea. Get around Papua New Guinea. We appreciate you guys. Lindsay Collins now. He's going to be 30 metres out on fourth tackle. Oh, dude, I'm sweating and I'm in the aircon right now. I'm sweating and I'm in the aircon. Tom Dearden at the back now to Cameron Munster. Munster at the 25 to Kurt Catewell. Catewell now 20 metres out. Fifth tackle. What can the Maroons do here? They haven't been down here much this second half so far. Kurt Catewell's complaining about something. He's got blood in his mouth. This might be a high tackle penalty. What's the blood in the mouth? Look at his mouth. Love how Ashley Klein didn't see it, but I love how Ashley Klein didn't see it. If we see this as a clear high tackle, so what's happened to you? Oh, no, it's accidental headbutt. You can understand why he's staying down, but it's fine. It's fine. Tyree says, New South Wales has no game breakers on attack. Sorry? Latrell Mitchell should absolutely be. Jerome Luai and Nathan Cleary absolutely should be. Payne Haas, oh, but that's a different story. Angus Crichton, Liam Martin, they have plenty. They just haven't been doing it today. They just haven't been doing it. Oh, this is monumental stuff from Queensland. They can win this game. Massive underdogs. Munster puts it up in the air. Hamiso chasing it through. In the field of play. Luai grabs it. And he'll be taking that 1 metre out from the line. First tackle. Dasman says high tackle my ass. No, it's an accidental head. No, I was just saying that because he had blood in his mouth, I was assuming that he's missed a high tackle. But then when we saw it, it was clearly an accidental head contact with him and Hudson Young. It was completely fine. So second tackle now, 13 metres away from their own line. But it was Queenslander going in the crowd. Give me that Uno fucking reverse card, baby. Give me that Uno reverse card. Give me that Uno reverse card, baby. Isaiah Yo, Jerome Luai gives it out to Latrell Mitchell. Latrell Mitchell can't get past Robert Toya's son. Robert Toya owns you, Latrell. Robert Toya owns you this series. Don't forget it. Billy Slater masterclass. He's offside, by the way, for the Blues coming through. He's offside, by the way. But Hamison's away. Hamison's away. Call it over. Call it over if he gets it. Oh, take it out to 45. And that's a penalty. That's a penalty. You can't pull him up like that. 6 again. Should have been a penalty, Ashley Klein, for taking the buzz horizontal. All right, Tom Dearden. If the Queenslanders can score right now, they will win the series. Latrell Mitchell, just call Robert Toya your dad, son. Just call Robert Toya your dad. Spencer Len, you can't hear you talking shit no more. Second tackle now to 20. Second tackle at the 20. Harry Grant gives it off into Tom Dearden. Tom Dearden at the back net of Munster. Call it over. Come on, boys. Score one try here and call it quits. Score it one try here and do them. Do them 13 plus in Sydney. They're going to roll this ball back. Kurt Catewell. Harry Grant. Harry Grant off to Munster. Munster now. He'll flick it back into Lindsay Collins. They're just slowing it down right now. Frustrating the shit out of them. You enjoy that one, Spencer? You cat? Yeah, talk shit after game one. Harry Grant to Munster. Munster to Hamiso. Hamiso, he goes at himself here. He's going to be 3 metres out of the line. Fit tackle. Fit tackle. 3 metres out. Cameron Munster. Munster kicks it through. That's offside. Accidental offside. That should be 6 again for Queensland. It should be... Oh, it's 6 again for Queensland! 7 minutes to go here. Tom Dearden against all odds. Munster goes in himself. Oh, it would have been so beautiful to see Munster score, mate. That would have been so beautiful. That would have been so beautiful to see Munster score. Tom Dearden now. Dearden gives it at the back now to Harry Grant. Harry Grant, Hamiso. Hamiso gives it off to Gehamat Shibasaki. He gets away from 1. He gets away from 2. He flicks the ball up to Xavier Coates. 6 minutes 43 to go here. Xavier Coates taking down 13 metres out. The Blues, if you concede here, you've lost the series on your own home turf. Tom Dearden out the back here. Trent Loiero. Loiero taking down 4 metres out, third tackle. You need to stop this right now here, Blues. Harry Grant. He'll go. Tom Dearden out the back. Let's go! Uno fucking reverse, baby. Uno reverse. Where's all the shit talk for Queensland now? Worst team in 40 years back in 2020. Massive underdogs in 2025. They get humiliated in Brisbane game 1. They go and smack up the Blues in game 2. Despite the second half comeback, they were up 26-0 at half time and held out. And guess what? That holdout wins the series for Queensland. They will retain. They will get back at the Origin series in 2025 with Tom Dearden scoring. He's the man of the match. He was incredible. What a performance from Tom Dearden, and what a performance from Queensland going down there to Sydney. What a performance. What a performance here from Queensland. Bing bong, mudda bish, try. Here we go, Jared Farmoni. Exactly right. Get up and at 'em, Queenslanders. Get happy in the chat. They're not going to be coming back from 20 points down with 5.5 minutes to go. It is done and dusted. Queensland will be your champions in 2025. Hey ho, hey ho. There's a baby, there's a baby. 2 tries tonight, 10 runs for 107 metres gained, 1 line break, 27 tackles. Tom Dearden, you are a star. Tom Dearden, you are a star. Oh, what a time to be alive, son. You complete inbreds. Oh, my friend from New South Wales. I remember you talking a lot of shit to me over there on Instagram. What are you doing? You having fun? 5 minutes to go in Sydney? Just call it the Uno reverse card, boy. All right, well, he's going to miss the kick here, Val Holmes. 5 minutes to go here. 24-6 is the score. Let's go. I'm sweating like a crazy man right now, mate. I'm Batman. Says Blues the most overrated team ever. Big chokers. Well, they have choked this series. They were favourites by a long way coming into this series. They won last year. They beat Queensland in Queensland. They dominated Queensland in Queensland in game 1. Queensland had never won a game in Perth before. They go and win at 26-24. And then they come to Sydney and they pull the Uno reverse card out. Deary me, what a time to be alive. 4 minutes 58 to go here. The Blues will go for the short kick. You have to score now and then now again. Queensland will grab it at the 30. You need to score now and then now again and then now again, baby. First tackle here at the 30. And now Queensland through Gehamat Shibasaki. I would so love. Oh, that's a 1-on-1 strip there for the Blues. Here you go. You have to score now. You have to score right damn well now. Dad's mate says, remember last year when Queensland also thought they'd won the series after game 1, just like us this year? Absolutely. That's what I said before the series. After game 1, if you watch my Instagram, guys, go follow me on Instagram. BKRsports in the pinned comment. Go watch on Instagram. I'm going to post it afterwards. I remember having to get into someone saying, like, this is what happened last season. You know, someone was saying, knock on Blues. Queensland the way. Val Holmes, he gets stripped up by Drum Luai. This game's done and dusted, baby. Olivia Reed with the $8 donation says 6 more songs. 6 more songs. Da 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 da. Queensland are on top. Mark says, happy for Kate Well from a Warriors supporter. I appreciate you over there in New Zealand, man. A big game for the Wires this week. Massive game for the Wires. They need to have a big win. They do need a win. They haven't played the Tigers, which is a very winnable game. Third tackle, but I backed my boy in Tanner Boyd, man. I'm looking forward to it. We will be live for it on BKR Sport. Fourth tackle now for Queensland at 35. Casey says, just a lovely game from Queensland. Everyone stepped up. Oh, mate, this has been a brilliant, against all odds victory here from Queensland. And, I'm so happy and proud for Munster, mate. He hasn't been the player of the match. That's been Tom Dearden, clearly, but Val Holmes as well. Yeah, Munster just kicks out the sideline. Latrell looks mad. You know why, Lorenzo? You know why Latrell looks mad? Because Robert Toyer is his father. Because Robert Toyer owns him. Robert Toyer is Latrell Mitchell's dad. Put it on the news headlines in New South Wales tomorrow, you Sydney newspaper fucks. 3 minutes to go in the second half. You know what? The reason I say that is because they shit on Queensland and shit on Queensland after game 1, saying they're scared of this and scared of that and can't kick it to Spencer. Well, you know what? We dealt with Spencer in game 2 and we've come and we've dominated you here in Sydney in game 3. So why don't you go and print that on a headline, buddy, Daily Telegraph? Why don't you go and put that on a headline, Sydney Herald? Why don't you go and do that? Why don't you go and do that, New South Wales? Because we got absolutely crucified for that game 1 performance. Crucified, calling us scared and can't win and we're going to get dominated and slapped. Well, how about this one? I hope you reporters are in the stands right now. I hope they're here. I hope they're here. I hope that all of them are here. Intercept by Queensland, taking out to 45, 2 minutes 16 to go. Put that on a headline, you gronks, at whoever the articles are from. Put that on a headline. Wiggles. So it's going to be second tackle for Queensland. Munster's laughing at Hudson Young right now. It's funny, isn't it, Hudson? Damn. Olivia Reed with the $8 donation says, singing oi, yippee, yippee, oi, singing oi, yippee, yippee, oi, singing oi, yippee, oi, yippee, oi, yippee, yippee, oi. Queensland are away here. Val Holmes, Val Holmes, Val Holmes, Val Holmes. Oh, it's going to be called a penalty here to the Blues at the 40. I don't know what happened. It doesn't really matter. He's waving to the crowd. Oh, wave it to the crowd, baby. Wave. Give him a wave. Because I remember Spencer getting into our crowd. Yeah, said New South Wales' ring changed my mind. Oh, did your team of Nathan Cleary and Latrell Mitchell and all the best players on paper get done over in your own home state? Yeah, they did. Yeah, no, they did. So this is going to be Jeremiah Nene coming through. That's a late hit there from Hudson Young, mind you. He's gone for the tackle there. This should just be a try, but they're not going to call it. They're going to bring it back. Oh well, they're going to call this. They're going to call this penalty, New South Wales. Mitchell says with a $10 donation, look what happens when Terrell May doesn't play. Send Stefano's useless ass to Great Britain. I just don't understand how Stefano got in over guys like that. But then again, Terrell May shouldn't have said what he said on social media. Play those songs for us, New South Wales. Play those songs for us. Oh, I'm vibing to New South Wales music right now. Therese says, he's such a vibe. Come on, everyone. Subscribe, hit the like button. Appreciate you, Therese. Faden says, hey, Wiley and Martin, a little quiet. You know what? If you guys are celebrating tonight, jump in and you got an Instagram. Firstly, follow here on the pinned comment, but also secondly, tag me in your story celebrating and I'll share it. I'll share it because I want to promote people having fun watching Queensland get a victory in Sydney. Brian To'o. Jerome Luai goes to Nathan Cleary. Cleary gets it off to his eye. Yo, they're 10 metres out. Give it to Spencer. Yeah, what are you doing, Spencer? Why are you going backwards? Shush this crowd, Spencer. Shush this crowd. He's not shushing Suncorp no more. Oh, no. Spencer. Jerome Luai. He'll kick this ball through and... Hey! Try time with the Blues. Oh, yes. Oh, wait, no, he's called no try. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, celebrate it for me. Yeah, celebrate for me, Blues fans. Celebrate it. Yeah, no. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. We're gonna win it tonight. Yeah. I wanna win. It's Sydney tonight. Oh. Last try wins, Daz, mate. Give me an F. Give me an R. Give me an A-U-D. Give me a fraud alert. New South Wales frauds. Bada. Queensland gonna win. Queensland gonna win. And he will kick the goals. It will be 24-12 here. And that, my friends, is game over. Hey, Jerome Luai. You like that one? Why don't you go up Caxton Street now, Luai? Why you go up Caxton Street for me and give me a nice little one of these, eh? Shush 'em. Queensland and Munster breaks down in tears after the game. We will stay around for the trophy ceremony, guys. Obviously, hit that like button and subscribe. We will stay around for the trophy ceremony as long as it lets me watch it here on watchnrl.com. Jack Lewis says, I love Queensland. They're the best part of Australia. I haven't lived in both for 6 months. You tell him, Jack Lewis. Get into him. Dazman says, Queensland last try wins. Yeah, you got it, Daz. You know what? I'll give it to you. Yeah, you won, mate. You won. You see how I'm dancing? What? Are you telling me I don't care? No, you're not telling me this. I should be upset that we lost the series. No, Daz? Hey? Oh. Tavita says, look, I guaranteed to love once tonight. Match New South Wales win. Late notice. Look, and now Queensland's on lead. No, it's game over, Tavita. They won. Queensland won 24-12, mate. 37 from 40 complete sets to 34-40. Unbelievable shift here from Queensland today. But Tar says Queensland, exactly right. Logan Ball says you're only as good as your last play. Okay. You know what, New South Wales fans? You're sounding like England right now. You're sounding like the moral victories. But you know what? You can have it. Just like we let England have their moral victory. So we're going to call you the Poms now. You like that one? Mitch with the $10 through donation says, chill, you all got work tomorrow. Exactly right. Exactly right, Mitchell. Jay Lewis says, New South Wales people have no teeth and 3 fingers up the Maroons. We've got the English getting into the Blues now. Fiona says, usually get angry when New South Wales lose, but this I can't get angry. Congrats, Queensland. No, absolutely right. You know, it's like after game 1 when I was respectful and I said, look, the Blues were just a better team. You know, Queensland just simply weren't good enough in that game. And then in game 2, we had Blues fans trying to say like it was robbed and rigged and all that kind of stuff. And I said, like, please just tell me where. And no one would give an actual answer. They would just say, hey, penalty count. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's great to see that New South Wales fans can admit, and yes, this is banter and trolling and taking the piss and whatnot. You guys know this channel, and I'm going to celebrate just like you would have ripped into me if Blues won. But yeah, just incredible stuff from Queensland. But it's always good to see the losing team admit defeat. You know, like last year in Game 3, I sat here and I had to be put through an absolute traumatic bloody distress as I watched Queensland get pumped in Queensland, you know, for Game 3. And, you know, I was getting ripped in the chat, you know, laughed out all that. And it sucked, but I said, like, New South Wales simply were the better team in that game. And Queensland was simply the better team in this game. And Ashley Klein was horrific. Ashley Klein was horrific against Queensland in this game. And it was great to see that Blues fans were even saying, like, what the fuck, what's this? What is Ashley Klein doing? Ashley Klein was all over the shop today. Brent Nessie says he called us Poms, that's too far. Hey, listen. If you're going to celebrate last try wins, you're going to get compared with the Poms. Objective Vordax says, what year was your favourite Origin? I think that Ben Hunt try was pretty amazing. Ben Hunt. Cooper Cronk field goal back in the day was amazing to watch. I would say this has been up there, mate. Like, Queensland, I've got to put this out here. Billy Slater, with an absolute masterclass this year. No one can ever doubt Billy Slater. Because he didn't just rely on being given a good team. He didn't. There is no one who can say that Billy Slater relied upon being given the best team of like your Cameron Smiths and your Cooper Cronks and your Billy Slaters and all these kind of guys. He decided to make some bold decisions after game 1. Some bold decisions. And even in game 1. Robert Toya was debuted after a very short amount of NRL games. He was debuted in the Origin Arena to go up against Latrell Mitchell and Stephen Crichton. And Toya, despite a loss in Game 1, had the game of his life and was the best Queensland player despite a loss, was solid in Game 2 and was fantastic in Game 3 here tonight. That's hats off to Billy Slater for changing that up and putting in a debutant. In Game 3, we saw Kalen Ponga get injured in Game 2. In Game 3, he needs to make a change. You could have gone for the easy selection there for Reece Welsh. But I tell you what, Hamiso had a fantastic game here tonight. And because of that, they then had to move him from the centre. So they debuted Gehamar Shibasaki. And Shibasaki held his own tonight. The Blues didn't target him as much as they probably should have. But at the end of the day, Shibasaki held his own tonight. And was able to get the job done for Queensland alongside Robert Toya there. You know, he puts Val Holmes back to the wing, which was scary at first because he had an awful Game 1 there. But in Game 3, Val Holmes was the second best player on the field tonight. Val Holmes was absolutely outstanding tonight. But the biggest one of all was Cherry Evans has been the man. He has been the halfback for Queensland for many years now. He has won Origin Series. He has won World Cups. He has won a grand final in the NRL. And he decided, and he's the captain, and Billy Slater decided, we're going to drop you mid-series, and we're going to bring in Tommy Dearden to start alongside Munster. And that's ended up being a masterclass because Tom Dearden is the man of the match for 100% for sure in that game 3. You cannot tell me that anything that Billy Slater has done this year has not turned into gold. It's been spectacular. It's been spectacular from Billy Slater. Absolutely spectacular. 2010 series was fantastic, my precious. Ben Fricker said it's great to see the Blues players get around Munster. Yeah, well, of course. There's bigger things in rugby league, lads. Like, obviously, there's banter and fun and having a bit of a laugh and, kicking around here. But at the end of the day, family is family. Life is more important than rugby league. And everyone absolutely has to be getting around Cameron Munster and his family because it takes a real strong individual, a real strong character to lose your father a couple of days ago, come out here in a animosity reception of New South Wales and get the W. Absolutely outstanding work ethic there from Cameron Munster, and you've got to take your hat off to him regardless. Who gets the man of the series? That's a good question, Steve. I think Dearden's a shout after that game 3. I think Dearden's a shout. I think Dearden could get it. Play the match. Tom Dearden. Yep. It's really cool to see Billy Slater crying with Munster there. Damn, I got a bit emotional. So Tom Dearden does get man of the match, absolutely. Player of the series. Tui is up there. I probably will say Tom Dearden gets it. That's reverse card, baby. I'm Batman says, Dearden, your beauty, you show clearly he's overhyped. He's overhyped at Origin. Let's just really hold it up there. He's not overhyped at NRL level, but he's overhyped in Origin. Mate, this is awesome to watch Billy Slater and Cameron Munster embrace here after the game. He's obviously talking to him about the situation. Cindy says Queensland zone only here. We are the winners again. Cheers to that. I have a good night tonight. I'm going to go to my dad's bar after this in Vietnam. I'm going to have a good night tonight. How good. How good. Oh, but we will be back to... I think we got a game tomorrow, don't we? I think we got a women's game I might do. I don't think we got a women's game. We're just waiting for the trophy celebration, guys, and the man of the series. So if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Payne Haas is shit. No, you can't. What? You can't do that. Just jumped on to see if chat thinks Moses is what was missing. Well, Moses was able to win it for him last year. Queensland spirit. I love it. Say it again, Tommy. Say it again. Music to our ears. Benny West is really in Vietnam. Yeah. I came from Thailand on... Shit, what day did I get here? What day is it today? Wednesday. I got here on Monday. So yeah, I'm in Vietnam, mate, in Vung Tau. I was in Thailand for about 2 months, and I was in India for about 2.5 months, and now I'm in Vietnam for a couple of months. And then I don't know where I'll go next. New Zealand guys have to be at home, though. Questions have to be asked. Well, you got to remember New Zealand guy. New South Wales did it to us last year. Game 1, Queensland won in New South Wales. Game 2, New South Wales dominated in Melbourne or Adelaide, I can't remember. And then Game 3, New South Wales came up and dominated Queensland in Queensland to win that game like 14-6 or 14-4 or something like that. And then this year, New South Wales dominated Queensland in Game 1, but then Queensland went over to Perth, a place they've never won before. We were able to beat New South Wales and hold them out. They literally won the series on holding them out in that second half. They won the series by not giving up in that last 5 minutes when all the momentum, the whole second half, when the whole momentum was for the Blues. That is the Queensland spirit. I don't give a shit what Blues fans say. I could not care less that Blues fans say that the Queensland spirit is just dribble, because that right here today has showed you that spirit at the back end of that second half to hold out, plus this game here today, that was an incredible performance from Queensland. They were 100% completion rate to about 60 minutes into the game. And Gus Gill said it. They played the perfect game of Origin football. They did. Benny says, stop crying about Munster, if can. Hey, it's emotional, man. This is our rugby league community. We're all a part of it. We banter and we talk shit to each other and we throw bloody knives at each other. But at the end of the day, it's rugby league and there's more important things. And it's an emotional time for the community because he's a big player and he's a big character and he's been around for a long time now. And he's a big part of this game. So of course we're all emotional in regards to a human being going through a tough time, but really getting up for it. Comment in the chat who you think wins the player of the series. Comment in the chat who you think wins the player of the series. I am going to say Dearden. Toya is a shout. But I'm going to go with Dearden for player of the series. But I think Toya is a shout. I really do. I really do think he's a shout. Women's game. Oh yeah, Tigers Bulldogs is tomorrow in the women's game. We'll probably be live for it. Yeah, I think Dearden too, Ben. But you're a Cowboys fan, so you're always going to say that. Dasman says Cleary 0-3 in deciders, 0-4 in total game threes. That's wild, dude. Megabytes is watching Lockie interview. Munson was unreal. The number 6 is in good hands. Absolutely, but Tom Dearden won this game for Queensland tonight. Just spectacular stuff. Lorenzo says Hag was hammered back. Very good, very solid. You're not complaining about Hammer. Didn't make a mistake. Was really tough at the back and did a great work defensively. No, I think that. And look at that, 20-6 offloads, New South Wales. You know, like this is a very, very impressive performance here from Queensland, and no one can deny it. Batas says even Gould said Origin is built on Queensland spirit. Absolutely, Batas. You know, Queensland, less than 10 minutes. So we're still going to be here for about 10 minutes, guys. Kick back, grab a drink. We're going to wait for the Origin trophy to be celebrated. Jeez, look how empty that crowd is now. Oh, here we go. It's happening now, actually. Sorry. All right. Ben says Cotter was also good with his tackling this match. Absolutely. Steve says, I personally just love us winning in the heart of Sydney. It feels so good. Absolutely. Yeah, but they had it last year. You know, they did it last year themselves. Oh, I don't know why that's just stopped there. Oh, now it's back. Megabytes, $3 for Queensland to win. We love being the underdog. Absolutely. Give us that underdog status, baby. Daz says not having Matt Burton 18th man was a huge loss. Thank you, Daz. Are you sure you would have wanted that? Because then he wouldn't be playing for the Bulldogs this week in a big game for you. Daniel says Dearden for sure. I don't know who I could give man of the series over Dearden. Yeah, exactly right, Ben. Tell him. Where's the New South Wales Dynasty fans? Exactly right. Oh, get around the big wall. Get around the big wall there, Wally Lewis. What a man. Musicology says Moses over Cleary every time in Origin because Cleary doesn't get it. I'm not going to actually disagree with you right now. Player of the series. Wally Lewis medal. And this player is channeled a bit of his coach. Oh, it's Robert Toy, is it? Oh, it is Tommy Dearden. Okay, it is Tommy Dearden. I was going to say, I thought he was giving it to Robert Toya. The way he said that, it sounded like he was giving it to Toya. But Tommy Dearden will get the man of the series, and it's deserved. It's deserved. He got man of the match and man of the series. I do think Toya was my second best player of the series for Queensland. I think he was the second best player of the series for Queensland. Robert Toya was incredible tonight, incredible in game 1, and solid as well in game 2. Daniel says, Benny, true, Slater's changes were golden. I had a whole speech about it before. I went through it each, change by change. Incredible work from Billy Slater. It's a masterclass. Benny West's cool headband. Slater was man of the series. He was, I agree. So just waiting for the Origin trophy now. Don't forget, we've got 7 games on this weekend, guys, that we will be live for. 7 games. If you are just tuning in now, Queensland have won the State of Origin Series in 2025 with an absolute masterclass in New South Wales, in Sydney, for Game 3. Dynasty starts next year. Hey, Daz! Hashtag 1 in a row, baby. Hashtag 1 in a row. You like it? Don't debate it, Blues fans. You came up with that slogan. David says a team of champions will never be a champion team. I agree. 100% agree with that. Shouldn't be surprised with Laurie Daly performance. Yeah, he's got a lot to work on, mate. But also, I will say, this Blues team, they're just too overconfident, mate. They're just too overconfident. It always happens. Yeah, where's the New South in your mouth now, Olivia? Yeah, get this one in your mouth. Get this in your mouth, New South. 1 can in fact be a row. You're not right, Daz, mate. You're not right. You're not right. You might be right without the right part because there's no right about what you just said. Just waiting here for the trophy. Isaiah Yo is talking right now. Munster did more than Toya low-key. Disagree. Why? Why do you say that? Toya was man of the match for Queensland in Game 1, and in Game 3, Toya was incredible. Sure, I can understand the hype about Munster and the situation and wanting to celebrate him. Like, what a man. What an amazing man. He's done some great stuff in the game and had a great game tonight. But, Toya was definitely clearly my second best player of the series from Queensland. What's Drew's choose for Laurie now? He ain't going up against the Avengers. Laurie's a muppet. Skunkle's MIA. Yeah? Skunkle's MIA, is he? Is he really? Yeah? Yeah. Don't worry. I'll go make sure that he's not MIA, mate. He can't run from me. He can't run from me, this bloke. You think he can run from me? He can't run from nothing. He can't run from nothing. Hi, Mr. Skunkle. Mr. Skunkle. Chat is wondering where you are right now. They're saying that you are MIA, missing in action, you plonker. Blueberries as blues are better, to be honest. Undeserved win. Oh, baby, you're crying. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. Oh. You going to enjoy seeing that trophy at New Sydney Airport tomorrow? Are you going to enjoy it? Why don't you... Here's an idea for you, Blueberry. I got an idea for you. It's quite smart. I reckon you should go to the airport tomorrow. I reckon you go to the airport and wait, and you'll actually get to see it live as the trophy goes from A to B. As it goes from the bus to the plane. And then when you see that plane take off, and it takes off into the air, it goes right up in the air, I want you to just remember, destination fucking Brisbane, baby. I want you to remember it. I want you to tattoo it on your forehead, son. How about that one? Tattoo it on your forehead, Blueberry. How about that one? Tattoo it right there. Right there. And then look yourself in the mirror and give yourself a slap. Because if you watch that game tonight, you know who deserves this game and deserves this series. Zoo! Flying right up in the air. I see it. I can see it now. I'm manifesting it. Queensland throw up the trophy there. Munster and Papa Lee. So happy for Papa Lee as well. Now sing I, yippee, yippee, yi. Now sing I, yippee, yippee, yi. Good to see Caleb Ponga there. Good on him, lads. You got to respect it, mate. Singing I, yippee, yippee, yi. Singing I, yippee, 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 yi. Singing I, yippee, yippee, yi. Singing I, yippee, 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 yi. Got a Queensland 25 Origin champions. Ethan Wax says Blue's the best. Blue just was not try that game. Yeah, all game 2 apparently. Most of the series in Origin history, or both series before last year. SNWAX says the Blues were on top. Maroons suck. Blues better. Okay, remember that story I just told about the plane? You see it? I want you. You know what? I got a friend suggestion for you, so I know you don't have many friends. So, Blueberry, the fireworks in Brisbane right now, setting up the fireworks, get around them. But I got a friend suggestion for you, SNWAC. So you see how I suggested Blueberry to go to the airport tomorrow and watch the plane take off with the trophy in it to destination Vegas. So I want you to go with him. I reckon you guys should put your arm around each other and just watch it. Watch it go. Watch it leave into the clouds and into non-existence in New South Wales. How about that one? How about that one, SNWAC? I want you to watch it. Beautiful, beautiful. Welcome to Queensland. Welcome to Vegas. All right, guys, I got to jump off. I appreciate you guys. Obviously, good fun with you. Massive stream as per usual here. We'll be live for all the games this weekend. Firstly, Mitchell with the $10 donation says, great, I get to go back to club footy just to watch an even shitter team, the West Tigers. Mitchell, listen, I can't debate you, really. I can't really debate you. It's a tough one to really defend it here for you. But I'm also a Titans fan, so at least this year, I can now, and this is a beautiful thing, right? As a Titans fan and a Queensland fan, my team's shit, but hey, at least we won Origin. But if you're an Eels fan, or a Knights fan, or a Tigers fan, or a Rabbitohs fan, you're just sitting here like, why do I do this? I don't watch rugby league, because this was me last year as a Titans fan, Titans and Queensland fan. I was like, why do I do what I do? Why do I go to these games? Why do I watch these games? But this year, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But Rose says up the Maroons, and that will be the final comment we read out. Fire up the Maroons, Rose. Exactly right. Hit that like button, guys. Subscribe if you're new around here. We have got a bunch of games this weekend. We will be live all weekend long. Tomorrow for the women's game. We've got a game on Friday, a couple games on Saturday, a couple games on Sunday. It'll be huge. Don't forget, we've got a back end of the season stretch for the ages coming up. It's all over the shop in the NRL. Which is going to be exciting. Finals going to be massive, and then we've got the internationals after the series, after the season is finished, where Josh Papali was man of the match. Richard Ty says no, it was Tom Dearden. But the internationals are going to be huge. Australia plays England in an Ashes series. We've got obviously the Pacific Cup, which is New Zealand, Samoa, and Tonga, and then we've got the Pacific Bowl, which is Fiji, Papua New Guinea, and also the Cook Islands. So we'll be smacking all them after the final series. But I'll see you guys this weekend. And the last one I'll read off, Musicology. It's been the year of the underdogs in European soccer, so it's no surprise that Queensland won too. And that is where I will end it. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya. Queenslander. Queenslander.